It is cold, it's windy, it's snowy, it's icy, it's freezing. It's Monday. It's Victory Monday. We got a lot to talk about. Eagles dominate the Raiders. College football news. We even got wrestling to talk about tonight. So do us a favor. Kick back, relax. I'm energized tonight. We got a new episode of Unbiased, and it kicks off right freaking now. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, and Orlando's upside down again.
Oh my god! How does this happen? It's crazy.
When it happened with the thing. Give me 1 second. I'll figure it
You're
out.
good. You're good.
If you gotta bounce out and come back, go right ahead. There he goes. But anyway, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Unbiased, only here on 609 Sports Talk Radio, coming to you guys live from Hamilton, New Jersey, and Lorain, Ohio. We are coming to you guys as the station that unites fans, ignites debate, and holy crap, do we have a lot to talk about. Chat. The chat's already exploded, and we already been 5 minutes into the show. But as always, Sam Nelson, Tyler Adams, and the gentleman to, I guess, my right, left, I don't know. Either way, the gentleman next to me, Orlando Negron, is here, which only can mean one of two things. Yes, he has filled it on a Friday Night Gridiron picks before. But when he's here on Unbiased with us, this only means one freaking thing.
Sam's fired.
Trust me, there is only one person that's getting fired here from one day, and it ain't me. But anyway, look, big show tonight. We have some small college football stuff to talk about at the end of the show. We're going to get into NFL Week 15. Eagles got back on track. If anybody's upset about it, I think you need to be drug tested. We'll talk about that later in the show. Major injuries crushing the NFL this week. Multiple key players on key playoff teams lost for the season. We will get to that also. But first, like we said, when Orlando is here with the both of us, it means one thing only. We have some wrestling to talk about. So yes, for any of our non-wrestling fans, we will be getting to the normal programming. We'll be getting to our normal football in a minute. But the one thing we pride ourselves here at 609 Sports Talk Radio, we like to keep it real with everybody. We love talking our sports, but we also like to talk our fair share of wrestling. I would like to break some news that this is probably the last time Mr. Adams and I will ever talk about wrestling again, because it's turning into a freaking joke at this point. But that is what we're going to start the show off with. Saturday night, we had a big moment happen in WWE. After a 20-plus year career, John Cena wrestled his final match, tapping out to Gunther. I guess that's how you pronounce his name right, I think. It ends a run of John Cena, who is a 17-time world champion, and finally became a Grand Slam champion this year. Yep. However, now look, we'll give some thoughts on the career of John Cena. You know, as wrestling fans, what he meant. We'll give us some of our fond memories of him as we grew up, or what he meant for this era of wrestling fans. But gentlemen, let's get into the controversy. I'll get those comments pinned in a moment, but let's get into the controversy. The finish. The smile, the tapping out. It's very controversial. There are split sides to this whole thing. Gentlemen, Who wants to start? What are your opinions? What are your takes? Who wants to start this off first?
I'm going to start only because I know Orlando is going to defend it. So I want to air out all the grievances first. So I'm on kind of the same track as you, Sam, but I think I might be a little bit different. I'm not. Let me start with saying it's John Cena. I understand that the WWE has never sent off some of their top wrestlers, top performers on wins to end their career in their final match. I get that.
Not accurate.
I'm not completely accurate, I know. Now, with that being said, John Cena, in my opinion, was different than the rest. Was he the most gifted wrestler as all of them? No. They're definitely better wrestlers than him. But as far as household name, entertainment figure, and someone who helped globalize the WWE over the last 2 decades, I think he's on a different level in the regards that he should have been allowed to go over in his last match and win. I know I'm going to hear the argument putting over the younger talent. John Cena's been doing that for the last few years. He passed the torch to Roman, then he passed it off to Cody. I don't know how that worked. I don't know when he got that from Roman, but that's a discussion for another day. But he's put his fair share of guys over toward the tail end of his career. He didn't need to put Gunther over. I didn't think it needed to happen. But with that aside, that's not what I'm most upset about. I can accept the fact of him losing and him putting over Gunther. But how are you going to talk about the whole night that he hasn't tapped out? He never gave up in over 20 years for his last match for him to tap out. There's so many other ways that match could have ended. It could have been they could have called the match off because they could have said that he passed out. He could have been pinned. But they made it seem like he was gonna fight through and persist, only to end up tapping out. That didn't sit right with me. That didn't sit right with millions of other fans watching and in attendance. And I don't like it, and I really don't see. Honestly, for me, it didn't really do much for Gunther.
Okay, so I'm in the same boat here, and I know once Orlando speaks, this is where this whole thing is going to go off the rails. I can already tell, but I'm in agreement. First of all, number one, I'm going to bigger picture of this whole situation, and we're going to get into more of this as we go through this conversation. This is not me being an old school bitter fan that John Cena lost his final match. Personally, I don't give two craps about putting guys over. I've seen listen, I watched Brock Lesnar wrestle his whole life. I don't want to hear anything about people putting anybody over. But I just want to come out to point out that if there's anybody that has deserved to go out with a win on his last match, which, by the way, that was probably the best match he's put up in this whole farewell tour, in my opinion. I think this was the best match he had. But personally, I'm just going to be the guy. This farewell tour, to no fault of his own, because it's had nothing to do with John Cena, this farewell tour sucked. Not because of Cena. A lot of it has to do with the company. A lot of it has to do with a certain somebody who I do not associate with the WWE because I don't view him as a WWE superstar, and I haven't in about 20 plus years. Because here's the thing, right? The person I'm talking about is the reason John Cena is who he is today. Because just remember something. When John Cena became John Cena, the company wasn't struggling. They were going toward an era of being in trouble. Stone Cold had just retired. Somebody went off to Hollywood. Somebody else went off to UFC. They had guys that were bridging the gap. Taker, Triple H. But when those OVW guys came up, the three that actually cared about the business, not the one that doesn't wrestle for more than 5 minutes. When those three came up, that's going to be the last golden age of WWE. Not that WWE's going to lose popularity, but the last golden age of three guys that all sat there and put their mark on the business. Cena, Orton, Batista. But now, last time when Orlando was on and we talked about wrestling, we talked about Hulk Hogan. How Hulk Hogan was a superhero for kids. John Cena was that to us.
John Cena was the controversy.
Yes, without the controversy, yes. But John Cena was our generation of Hulk Hogan. That is who we looked. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was a kid, I was a Batista guy. My cousins all loved Cena. I love Batista. But no matter who you liked more, you still got drawn back to John Cena. Because as a kid, what is wrestling to a kid? A good guy going up against a bad guy. That's what it's about. What annoys me is, again, John Cena is the reason that this company is as big as it is today. He found it and left it better than when he did find it. There will never be another John Cena. I love Roman Reigns. He is never going to be John Cena. He will never eclipse that many championships. First of all, he's not around long enough. But the thing is with Roman, we also have to remember that Roman has battled. His health isn't always 100%. We know what he battles with cancer. He can't always be that guy.
And you got to remember at the time when Cena, the reason why Cena won so many championships is because he also lost a lot of championships.
I know, that's the age-old argument. You got to lose the championship to be able to win it back and get so many.
But again, the point, but you know what the difference was back then? They had that many guys. They could take it off him whenever they wanted to and put it on someone else. They had Triple H, who was still, in my opinion, he was still in the prime of his career.
Yeah. It's not like they were just, putting it on some schmucks and then he would win it back off of them. I mean, there were a lot of guys that they had to try to push back then.
That's the difference between John Cena and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns didn't have that type because at the time, before Triple H took over as head and all that stuff, they didn't have guys that could that they could take the title off of Roman.
That's why he held it for so long.
That's why Roman had that long stretch. That's why Roman will never see him getting title runs to beat the record anytime soon.
No.
Probably out the door after this contract.
Yeah. I don't see him.
Anthony, the smile. And first of all, I'm sick of the romance thing. Oh, he was smiling. You know why he was smiling? Because he knew exactly what the reaction was going to be.
He knew people were going to be pissed again. And it's like, you go from, he comes back for his retirement tour, turns heel, people don't like that. Then he goes back to the good guy. And that smile was 100% him knowing the reaction.
People ask for heel Cena.
I know there were people that
heel Cena, people don't like it because it's too late.
Yeah.
I get it.
I never asked for it.
A lot of people back then, when we were kids, we needed to turn heel.
Yeah.
But like mainly the adults, the kids didn't, but the adults wanted him to turn heel. But
there's just some people who should never be heel at all.
Cena's one of them, yes, but he did have one good heel promo in that heel run. Is when he did the pipe bomb on CM Punk.
Yeah.
That was probably the best thing out of that heel run.
Dustin, this is where I'm at with WWE. This is when I was done. This is when all my issues started taking place. Now, granted, which by the way, I just literally maybe 20 minutes before we came on, I was just scrolling through the Facebook reels. Nothing that happened with the Undertaker Brock Lesnar match happened because of what happened in the match. Taker was approached before that match and said Brock's going over. So now it makes me hate the company even more. Because even Undertaker said, what's that do for him?
Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
He wanted to give it to Roman because he knew that would do something for him.
Which he versed the next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Year too late.
Yep.
But no, we gotta put Precious Brock over and give him another accolade for nothing.
Anthony, I'm not giving the guy the name a legend killer when the only two, I'm not going to say a word because I'm not. I got my opinions on Gunther. I'm not going to say. Anyway, Orlando, I know you're the controversial one here, so let's hear your thoughts on this because this is going to spark a debate. And again, this is what we are here for. We will unite everybody in the beginning, then we're going to all take each. So just picture this, okay? This is so picture what's about to happen, everybody. This is Survivor Series 2009. Fitting. Our long-haired friend at the top there is John Cena. I'm Shawn Michaels. He's Triple H. I may or may not want to super kick Tyler after this because he gets on my nerves sometimes, but there will be none of that right now. This is DX Cena Survivor Series 09. I want to hear this.
Okay. I'm going to start off by saying John Cena is the greatest of all time.
I thought you were about to call him Johnny Cena. I was about to
I was thinking about it. Just to piss you off a little bit more. I feel like Cena's losing, like most fans, sucks. But I sat on it. He didn't have to win this match. If you ask me, Cena did win in my eyes. This match is going to be talked about for years to come. So why not? Why not be mad about it? Because Cena put a heel over that's going to be hated because of this moment. And it's going to be talked about, like I said, it's going to be talked about for years to come. Everyone was mad when Brock beat Undertaker for the streak, and it's still talked about to this day.
At least he pinned him.
He pinned him, yeah. But I still feel like John Cena chose it. Like, you guys think about the smile? The match with me with that smile was like, this is when I'm going to decide to tap out. My final hoorah is going to be with the guy who's the most heated already, is going to make him even more hated because he tapped out the superhero in everybody's eyes. They didn't want Cena to tap out. No one expected Cena to tap out.
Because he don't tap out.
He tapped out 6 times before this match. He's tapped out 6 times. Twice with Kurt. Well, Gunther 6. One with Chris Jericho, and the other one is someone we can't talk about. CB. You know the
bring his name out there. We're not talking about him. It's Chris Benoit. Trust me, it's okay to bring his name up. We're not going to get canceled because we bring his name up.
Okay, but Chris Benoit. Gunther's the 6th person. But we also have to remember the fact that Cena didn't have to give us this year retirement. He could have just said, I'm done. I don't want to wrestle at all. He still gave it for us. But I feel like Gunther was the right guy. Won, everybody loves to hate him. 2, Cena knew that coming into this match. And I also feel like Cena had say of how he wanted to leave that match. If he wanted to tap or he wanted to win. And that's why that smile for me was, I'm tapping out. This is my last hoorah. Let's make this guy the most hated guy in the company. At the end of the day, it's going to be the most talked about thing. It's the most talked about thing right now.
But the problem is the most talked about instances isn't about Gunther. It's about Cena.
But Gunther's in the match.
And not just Cena. But
and no one gives a shit about him.
Match.
People does like Gunther. I'm not the only one that doesn't like this finish. There's other people that I saw that like this finish.
Anthony, there was no point to any of his tour. Which, first of all, by the way, don't sit here and act like, oh, Cena he could have just left wrestling. First of all, John Cena offered WWE to do 200 dates this year.
Yeah,
and they told him no.
Yeah, because I don't know.
And
why,
what's that? Hold on. What? So why is that? Because here's the problem that you guys are having. You still think this is, first of all, I don't think John Cena did have say, because you guys need to understand something. Vince is not running the company anymore. You guys are thinking this as, oh, Vince would have done this, and it would have been talked about with Cena.
I don't know who you're talking about. Who you guys? I don't think that way.
Vince is not running this. This was not this is who's running the company right now. Money hungry ass TKO.
Running the company, yes, but who's doing the creative? Triple H.
Yeah.
What you got to get to remember is social media ruins a lot of things. They want to do something shocking. To me, that was shocking.
You could have had him lose. You know what? You know what could have been better?
By pinfall, but that's
not even that. Not even that.
We haven't seen Cena lose, like you said, in tap in 20 years.
Would it have been better for Gunther from a dominant standpoint to make him tap out or to make him pass out and not able to finish the match?
In my opinion, the tapping out. Why? Cena don't tap out. Cena passed out plenty of times before he tapped out. To everybody.
So now 20 years of the never give up persona no longer matters.
He's not that same Cena as what's the whole point.
The guy was in a sleeper hole for a half hour. We couldn't just have him pass out.
Yeah, well, they did at one point, and they said, "You know what? We're going to let him rally again."
Bro, the tapping out to me was the best because Cena don't tap out. It's the most shocking thing in the world. Everybody still is shocked, and we're going on 2 days already. Who knows how long it's going to be going on? Cena also came out and said that, yeah, they might forget about me because Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is coming around the corner. Why not do something that they're not going to forget about him?
But that's the other thing, though. Why does a retirement need to be a shock? Because guess what? Breaking freaking news, you're not going to see John Cena now. Not forever. I mean, the guy's going to show back up to the and do appearances. We know that much.
He signed a 5-year extension.
Yeah. This is the last time we will see Cena
in the backstage
as a full-time wrestler.
He's
never wrestling again.
He's not wrestling at all.
Tell me y'all really believe
no more. He has already said that.
Tyler, he said that. Okay, how is this? Tyler, he said.
I've heard guys say lots of things before.
Cena is the man of his word, though, compared to everybody else.
All right.
I don't feel like Cena will ever wrestle again.
All I'm saying is, if at some point Edge makes his way back to WWE, I don't know if he will. I don't know if he'll call his career over after AEW. But if somehow he ever found his way back to WWE, if you're not telling me that WWE from every level wouldn't want to try to promote and sell John Cena versus Edge one last time. You're crazy. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Tyler, he literally said when his skills cannot match the product, he is done. And he's said that. He is never. Dude, look at the way. Honestly, let me ask you this, like, really, before we continue to debate our heads off here. Do you guys see how he walks now?
He walks. He can't even
his
run.
His body can't take it anymore.
He can't even run as fast with Stu anymore.
That, by the way, was awesome. The moment they gave him and Stu together, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, here's the thing. Look, you guys can say that all you want. I don't think he's ever wrestling again.
He won't. This is his last match forever.
But again, I'm still at the point.
Backstage, talking to Triple H or something.
No, and he'll look. He may pop up at a Mania and cut like a promo, like we saw in 2014 with Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock, stuff like that. You're going to see stuff like that, but his in-ring career is over. He has said that from day one. He is not. He is done after this. That's why he offered to do 200 dates. But these jabronis who don't respect, I'm sorry. Somebody look. You guys can tell me all you want. Oh, Triple H runs creative. He don't got one final say in that damn company. He hasn't had one since his damn father-in-law sold the damn company. They do. He has no final say. They tell him what the final say is. He can come on and run up, and people say, oh, he does on ESPN interviews after the PLEs, which I still can't. You're all still forgetting it's still a scripted product. So his interviews are scripted. Their pressers after PLEs are scripted. It's all scripted still. This isn't Major League Baseball. This isn't the NFL. It's scripted, even though some people think the NFL is scripted. And sometimes I tend to agree. But still, we'll get to that another day. The problem here is, like, all right, and I understand the wow factor. Like, oh, my God, we're going to talk about this forever. The reason the Brock and Undertaker thing was talked about is because that's, of course, it was going to be talked about. The Undertaker wrestled for freaking 8 more years. He popped up for 8 more years and wrestled. Why do retirements have to have a wow factor? Don't we get enough wow factors as it is? Why can't we just, for once, respect the history and let a guy go out on top? He's not wrestling for a title.
Yeah, but like you have to understand, they let him win number 17. They let him win the Intercontinental Champion, which I thought was not going to happen because how close it was.
Wasn't that one of the? I haven't watched much of it because I can't stand the company. I can't stand watching the product anymore. But wasn't that one of the win it on Raw, lose that? Did he lose at Survivor Series?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care. I'm just asking.
He held it for like 5 days, but like still, that's something that I thought it was not going to happen. We got to see, and the fact that he was very happy about it because he wanted that title in his resume. He got the title, so to me, he was like, "I got everything I want. Let me put." To me, he's like, "Let me do this one solid for Gunther, bro." Gunther is gonna be forever known for the guy that tapped out John Cena for the last match, his last match. And how I'm seeing in my head, he's gonna be booked that way.
Well, he better.
No,
because I think Sam said earlier that if we get up to like WrestleMania season and he's not fighting for one of the top 2 championships,
I feel like he will. But he's gonna go after Cody, because I feel like Roman's gonna go after whoever's the world heavyweight title because he's now on Raw.
And Seth is still out hurt, isn't he?
Yeah, supposedly he should be back by time Mania, but I don't see that really happening.
All right, listen, you're my wrestling guy. Who's this masked idiot running around?
I got 2 in my mind. One could be Austin Theory, and the second one is Monte Ford.
Well, okay, hold on. Because some people have been saying that it is Austin Theory, but he's only doing the masked man parts because it's going to be Jericho. Because they know Jericho ain't moving like that.
Yeah, but
So,
but are they going
let
to
me
really bring Jericho back as a heel? If he's going to do this retirement tour too?
I would. I mean, some of his best years were as a heel.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Jericho's never been a great face, honestly. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm being real. I have never enjoyed his runs as a face.
Yeah, his times as heels are really better than his times as face. He's just a funny guy when he's a face, now that I think about it.
Anthony, that's a downgrade.
Huh?
He's asking, is the new Vision going to be Seth Theory and Ford? That's a downgrade.
No. I feel like Seth is going to turn face when he comes back. Because you have to after that.
Bruiser, I don't have Orlando is my wrestling guy. I don't really care to have wrestling guys because I watch wrestling enough to realize what I like and what I don't like. That's what I don't understand with this. Like, look, first of all, I may be a little bit okay with this if they didn't book the whole farewell thing like shit. And I'm going to say shit, not crap, it's shit. Because just think of this now, right? Literally, I'm okay if they want to put Gunther over, because they've done such a great job with him since WrestleMania this year. He's been on top of the world.
Why his farewell tour to everybody was crap was because the way he turned heel.
Not his fault.
His WrestleMania match when he won, The Rock bailed.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest issue?
If that didn't happen and it saved The Rock still showed up for that Mania, his heel turn will still be talked about to this day. But now it's considered one of the worst decisions in the company ever.
Yeah.
I don't even need The Rock to show up at Mania, though. That's the thing. All I need is for Travis Scott not to show up.
Yeah. Or
like, this is the problem we're having.
He could have sent some other goon, like a Logan Paul, who actually wrestles.
Yeah, like, come on, can I get a wrestler?
Yeah, like, he could have done something else. Or he could have won the match by a kick in the nuts and hit the belt, and like he basically did with no Travis Scott.
But, like, here's the thing.
Back to that guy's question. Braun Breaker is going to be the leader of the Vision. They'll still. I just don't think, if anything, Seth Rollins is going to have his own group versing him, try to make it friends back or something. But the Vision's now officially Braun Breaker's. That's his group. He's the leader. He's obviously, I don't know if you guys watched a lot of him, but they're very high on Braun Breaker. They want him to their talks are putting him into the world title picture and winning it, possibly by WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. But with Seth Rollins, I honestly really feel like he'll come back as a face and be like that at first, try to be all by himself, and then he'll find some people that he has to have some old blood with or something, like normal stuff, like normal back in the stuff storyline they used to do.
And the only other thing, it's not even that. The fact that, hold on, what were the last 3 PLEs? Was it Saturday? For him, was it Survivor? Wait, what came first, WrestlePalooza or SummerSlam? SummerSlam came first, right?
SummerSlam.
Yes, because then at WrestlePalooza he faced Brock.
Yeah, it was.
So it was WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
So it was Palooza, then Survivor Series that he did? Or there's something in between there?
Thought there was something in between. I might be wrong though.
Well, I know he won the Intercontinental title on Raw. I'm not talking about Raws. I'm talking about PLEs. If I'm not mistaken, Palooza would have been in what, September?
Yeah.
I was like, can somebody just give me that information?
I'm trying to find it for you. Let's see. What we're looking at again is the last 3 PLEs.
He did, which was Palooza.
Let's see. I'm going back. So Saturday Night Main Event.
Yes.
Survivor Series. There's another Saturday Night Main Event. Crown Jewel.
He probably did Crown Jewel.
He probably did Crown Jewel. And then there was No Mercy, WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, because he versed AJ Styles, I believe, in
Clash in Paris.
He did a couple PLEs, but I can't remember his last 4.
He didn't do No Mercy. At least I don't think he did. But here's my thing, right? Like, all right, so we knew SummerSlam was going to happen. We knew the type. It's really, look, anything with the heel turn, he saved it. Because that heel turn, it wasn't the heel turn. It was the freaking way they did it. First of all, the jabroni beaten, who he likes to call himself, turned into a jabroni and decided to bail and say, yeah, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Don't need to come back at all.
Yep.
That is the one. That is a hill that I have. You know, the saying is you will die on this hill. I'm not dying on this hill. I have climbed the hill, built the foundation for a house, built the house myself, and I sit on the balcony and yell it from the freaking rooftop of my house on the hill. The Rock is one of the biggest issues for this company. And until they realize that they got to stop allowing him just to put himself where he feels like, they're never going to improve. Because he ruined the whole Cena heel turn. Because he came out with this, oh, I want your soul. And then you're like, well, Cena gave his soul to The Rock. Wow. We haven't seen him since. And it's fine if, he has a schedule. Then he can't be involved in the biggest storyline of WrestleMania.
Okay.
It's just like, why do we have to do that stuff?
Right. So
or like WrestlePalooza. What?
His last show was SummerSlam, Saturday Night Main Event, Crown Jewels, Clash of Paris, and then it was Survivor Series.
Who did he face at Clash of Paris?
Logan Paul.
Wait, did he beat Paul or Paul beat him?
I believe he beat Paul. And he also beat AJ Styles at Crown Jewels.
Didn't he fight Brock? When was that?
Oh, no, that's what I was getting at, because he got squashed at WrestlePalooza, which, why do we have to do that for the 15th time?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And this is my point. I don't care if Cena wants to lose his last match, that's fine. Now apparently Brock's done next year when they go to Minneapolis, if I'm not right. That's what we've been told.
That's SummerSlam, yeah.
Is this going to be the same case?
It better be.
Is Brock going to lose his? Because Brock ain't a lot to lose, unless it's the Roman. That's my only issue.
I mean, the only other person than Roman Reigns I see him losing to, and I can see he can put him over, and he will put him over, is Braun Breaker.
Yeah, and Bruiser, that's my point. I'm not going off the Cena heel turn. I don't care. If he wanted to actually say, like, hey, let's see if I could be a heel for a little bit, I was okay with that. And I'm glad that whoever is up there told him, like, yeah, you're done because look what you did. Yeah. And, like, if they knew, and that's the other part about that I hate it, if they knew he wasn't there at Mania and they knew for months he wasn't going to be there, why did you even have Travis Scott come out?
Well, the original plan is that they wanted Cody to actually turn heel, but they didn't want to. They want. I forget. No, The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel, but the creative didn't want Cody to turn heel, so they overturned it. And then The Rock was like, "How about John Cena?" But at the end of the day, it was The Rock's fault for John Cena's heel turn.
Anthony? That's not Anthony, it's Dustin. I'm sorry. I'm so used to seeing Anthony on YouTube. Dustin, he don't got it in him.
I can't. I will not see that match.
Yeah, that's asking a lot of Taker.
Yeah.
I get the idea of it. I'd love to see it.
I wouldn't. I've seen it too many times.
I don't want to see it.
Personally, me neither. He retired. He should stay retired.
George, that's us again, George, inaccurate. Because guess who won his retirement match? The freaking Undertaker.
Against AJ? Yes. I really don't count that as a match, though. That was a Cinemac, I felt like. Dude, he wasn't. I felt like it was recorded, shot, next part, shot, next part, shot. Wrestling move, shot.
Middle of a pandemic, shot.
I know. That's the whole point.
It's still called a graveyard match, which he won.
I guess.
I'm sorry.
Stipulation.
Okay, all right. I'll do you one better then. Like Kevin Owens just lost that to WrestleMania a couple years ago.
Kevin Owens. You talking about the unretirement of Stone Cold Steve Austin, who
it's still going to be his last match.
A wrestling match until Stone Cold sat in that chair and was like, "You ready for this?"
Still his last match because he already said he's never wrestling again.
That we know of. He had double knee surgery.
You guys can't. See, this is the problem. You can't move the goalposts when it's the exact same thing.
No, I do agree. Those technically are still matches. Even though they're not full-length, full-fledged matches, they're still a match.
Yeah, I know.
Hulk Hogan won his last one in 2006. WWE, that is. We're not talking about outside of this. Am I right? Are we talking strictly WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hogan did too. Against Randy Orton too. Didn't care about burying people back then. That's because Vince put the guys that made his business, he let them go out on the positive note. Like I said, TKO they're the money grabbers. They don't care about what you've done for 20 years because they weren't involved with it 20 years ago. That's my problem.
For Ric Flair's retirement?
Ric Flair faced Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
He got retired like 2 years later. That's not... Who cares?
But it's basically saying the same thing.
WWE was... Yeah, you know why they did that? Because WWE was begging Ric Flair for freaking 10 years to retire so he didn't die in the ring.
Yeah. And that was a little bit more different since, like, Shawn Michaels is, like, his protege.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was a little more sentimental. What was sentimental about Gunther beating John Cena?
There was no...
Unless he goes...
But like I said, for story aspect, it's going to make the guy be hated. Can disagree to agree.
I sure hope they utilize off of all the heat that he's getting.
Tune in on Monday tonight.
Nah,
I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm good.
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. I'd rather watch the Dolphins and Steelers play than watch WWE right now. So
You
I'm
know
sorry.
what?
I don't even want to watch that.
I'd rather watch Tua throw 3 interceptions than watch this
I just looked
lovely
at the time.
thing.
I forgot today was Monday. I was about to say, go watch Monday Night Raw, and then I'm like, today is Monday, Orlando. Look,
All right, so
I love Bruiser's analogies.
look.
well, for once, Bruiser and I are agreeing on something because Taker's not coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy seeing that. I've already seen the last time he was in the ring how deteriorated his body was.
Yeah,
No amount of training is going to change that.
No, it's not even the last time he was in the ring. The last time he was in the ring with Brock, we remember what happened. He had to go to the hospital. I don't want to see that again.
Yeah.
That I would take if he just do like what he did for Cody Rhodes or something. It's like he's fighting for a title for his last match.
What if it is just a squash match against Lesnar? What if he squashes Lesnar? What if like we start off the match, he hits him with like a choke slam and a tombstone, and then pins him?
But you're okay with that?
Because Brock should not have ended his streak. That's why
Brock loses. I'm cool. That's what I'm saying here. Listen. I am perfectly okay with. I will perfectly come on here. I will have you back on that show the next Monday if Lesnar loses in Minneapolis in 2026. I don't care if we keep the same energy, but Brock don't seem like someone who's going to want to lose his final match.
I feel like he should, but he probably won't. Who's coming out? Sorry, I just put in Raw. Oh, Gunther's opening.
Oh wow,
Gunther's opening.
Okay, but first off, and Kaylee, I'm okay with that. I think they did a great job with Saturday night's main event. Obafemi and Cody Rhodes. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Yeah,
bro. Talking about you guys don't think WWE have talents after all these people retirement. Bro, they got talent in NXT.
My worry with WWE is them actually utilizing and pushing the talent.
Well, yes. You got to remember that guy that you guys saw on Saturday. I don't like to botch names.
Obafemi.
Yeah, Obafemi. He's only been wrestling under WWE for 4 years, and even Shawn Michaels came out and said he's surprisingly shocked how quickly he grasps wrestling. He was a big star out of Alabama for football, I believe, too. So it's just like he's obviously very athletic, and I see him being called up, if not the end of this year, after WrestleMania, for sure.
You need the athleticism and you need the mic work.
Oh, he has mic work. You didn't see his mic work on Friday?
I did. I saw it a little bit.
He got mic work. Let's just say him and even Ricky Starks and him went back to back, and he had toes with Ricky Starks. And you know Ricky Starks has some good promos in AEW. So, Risky Saints, my bad.
Please don't call him that.
Why?
He's always Ricky Starks.
You don't like the fact that he repped the New England States? New England States. New Orleans States?
And so here's my thing. The other thing that I came to issue with is that what you sent me and Tyler the other night saying about Angle, Flair, and Goldberg. Can we be excuse my language. Can we be freaking real about something here? None of those other three are half of the WWE superstar that John Cena was.
Well, he's getting the heat right now.
Like, I know he's going to be getting the heat. I need to see some capitalization off of that.
Yeah, like that's the problem. You guys all think that they're going to capitalize. What have they capitalized on with anybody over the past 10 years that's not named Roman Reigns? Who have they capitalized on? Gunther has been, honestly, since Gunther went into the world title picture, he's been awful. He gets we have to let him retire Cena, but this is still the same guy that got put to sleep at WrestleMania by Jey Uso.
I will confidently say that I didn't like that finish either. But this right here will make or break Gunther's career.
If Gunther is not in one of the 2 main events of WrestleMania next year, then this was a catastrophic mismanagement. Then it will make little to no sense by then.
Yep.
I'm talking, I better see a Rumble win or a Chamber win. Because for some reason now the Elimination Chamber is basically the runner-up Royal Rumble, which is basically all it is.
They did that before. If you remember back in like 2011, 2012, they did it for a brief couple years. And then they stopped. But I don't like that either.
Since we like giving Gunther some heat, how about we have him be the last entrant to the Royal Rumble and win it?
That would be the best thing to do. But they have so many things going on. They got.
Anyone want to answer this one?
In my opinion, though, they got to do something with LA Knight.
Another one they haven't capitalized on. He's only been one of the hottest faces for what, 3 years?
He was so hot. He's still popular, but I feel like he lost so much of that traction that he had. They waited way too long to capitalize on him, and it sucks.
And hold on. Does somebody want to answer this one that Bruiser said about CM Punk? Of course they capitalized on CM Punk. He was already a proven commodity.
Right.
Yeah.
Like CM
Who,
Punk,
by the way, they cost themselves 10 years of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vince cost him that.
Yeah, well, that was a Vince thing. That was a Vince fault. That was a Vince problem.
Yeah.
But my point is, the only thing that they have somewhat developed and capitalized on over the past decade has been Roman and Seth.
Well, that's how it was.
I will refuse to disrespect Seth Rollins.
That's how it was from, I want to say, 07 to 16. I want to say with Cena and Randy. Them two were like basically what Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins was.
Yeah.
Like, yes, but you still
they went off the same 2 people.
Yes,
if it wasn't Cena with the title, it was Randy. If it wasn't Randy with the title, don't forget they had mad pay-per-views in one year. I remember seeing like 8 Randy Orton and Cena matches for the title.
Okay, so first of all, from 07 to 16, you said. All right, first of all, let's get one thing at it. No, I just want to point this out. From 07 to 2011, you still had Batista. You still had The Undertaker, Triple H, Edge. You still had those guys. And that is why from 2013 to 2016 was unwatchable. Because they didn't have it anymore. That's the problem.
They got old, and they also didn't, at the time, it's basically back to what it was this past year. They're not using their young talents.
Well, in defense, and first of all, Triple H is that's the other thing. Triple H is a big reason they are in a better position in that regard. Because if Triple H doesn't do what he did with NXT, then we have nothing.
No, we wouldn't. NXT. I enjoy watching sometimes NXT more than I do enjoy watching the main roster. If you go on some YouTube clips, I feel like NXT is a main roster more than sometimes SmackDown, because SmackDown's been lacking lately.
What else is new?
It went from being, when Roman's was there though, it was the top show. Now that Roman's in Raw more, now Raw is back to being the one show, basically.
Oh yeah, of course Raw is going to be the flagship show. They're literally getting paid a boatload from Netflix, who says to them, "Hey, we're paying you this amount of money. We want all these guys over here. We don't want them on Friday night."
Yeah.
Right. They're getting. Still recovering from a cough.
Oh, trust me, we know that. I know that feeling. The only point I've been trying to make this whole time is, like I said, what is so bad sending somebody out on the high horse? What's so wrong with that?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
What is wrong with sending somebody out on top? What is the biggest problem with that?
I don't think it's nothing wrong, honestly. It's just something because I want to say the past 3 years. Because Ric Flair was so long ago.
He's still trying to wrestle.
Bro, last time he wrestled, he forgot to drink water and passed out in the ring.
And also, technically, not a WWE match.
Yeah, you're right. I know. R-Truth. Sorry.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he just went up to Gunther saying he's a piece of trash.
Retire Cena. First thing he gets is R-Truth.
No, backstage.
You just said it.
It was in the backstage area. He was just Wait, what the heck?
Hope R-Truth faces him tonight and rolls him up in 12 seconds.
Yeah, saying that would make it even worse.
If that happens,
I know.
bro, then
Anthony, Jimmy Uso's not. They listen. Jimmy don't got the aura that Jay does. Jay's not a great wrestler, but
Jimmy's better with Jay.
Jay's been lacking lately.
No, I'm saying Jay's not a great wrestler. He's a great ticket seller.
Yeah, they need to reunite the two.
Jimmy's the better wrestler out of the two, and better Mike, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jimmy. They just did. The reason why they're going, like you said, the reason why they're going more with Jay is because he got that whole yeet and all that stuff going around. But there's rumors going around.
He makes them millions off merchandise.
Yep, there's rumors going back around that he's having some drinking habits on backstage, so that's why he's back in the tag team division.
What else is new?
Yeah.
But, all right, look, we've been debating this for over an hour almost. I know Orlando's time with us tonight is limited, so I don't want to forget this part of the show. And Tyler and I still have a lot to talk about as well, but we can get into that later. I want to try to remember some of the cool things about Cena's career. I don't want to just sit here and talk about how they probably screwed it up, and they probably, like I said, if I don't see Gunther win the Rumble, win the Chamber, and the main event of WrestleMania, it's the biggest mockery ever.
They just teased AJ versus Gunther.
Zach, we can work with.
Yeah, because he was in the near his car, and they were talking. But I was paying attention to this, and then I looked down, and all I see is Gunther and AJ Styles. He's in the car, and he goes like this, and leaves. And
can we also agree that WWE and TNA are still working together, right?
As of right now, until 2026, when they go on ABC, that is over.
Okay, so can we please admit that AJ... Now, isn't AJ due to retire in 2026?
I
think so.
Can we please just admit his last match has to be at a TNA event?
They got to do it before they go to ABC, but yeah.
That's my point. Like, guys like that. Like, see, I didn't mind Sting's last thing being in AEW, which, by the way, I thought AEW gave Sting a lot more respect than what WWE's given to John. But again, that's another story for another day. We are not comparing AEW and WWE. That ship has sailed and it is burned into the bottom of the ocean. But the thing is with Sting was everywhere. AEW, WWE, freaking TNA, WCW. The guy was everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like
at one point too.
I would like AJ's final match to be at a TNA sanctioned event. And honestly, the only person I could think of, either Frankie Kazarian or if he's healthy, Chris Sabin.
I think Chris Sabin. Well, Chris. There's so many options though. He can also do a.
To do
Samoa,
Joe.
I was about to say Samoa Joe can come for like a one night stand.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe brought up he's thinking about calling it soon.
This contract is his last wrestling contract.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. When he got to WWE, it's no fault of their own, but when he got to WWE, ever since then, it's been concussion city for him.
Concussions, leg injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, Dustin kind of has a point here. It feels like they just picked 3 guys and then that's it. Like it's just like we don't have like I remember when we could main event a SmackDown or a Raw with the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title because that's how deep the rosters were. I feel like this rosters they're deep, they just don't use them.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like what they said here. They remember when Stone Cold, Triple H, Taker, The Rock, all of them was used in this one segment. Remember the one time when SmackDown was going off air and they're all doing a beat, like all the top guys are doing a beat down to close the show. Am I the only one that gets tired of Jey Uso?
Yes,
I'll be honest. I've never been a fan of the Jey Uso yeet.
It was catchy at first.
I feel like it was over. What's the word I'm looking for? Over manufactured, overproduced. I feel like they forced it to be a bigger thing than it really was.
Yeah. And to be fair, Jimmy used the word yeet first before his brother. It just so happened that his brother got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is with when it comes to this, that when you are going to get a push like that to where you're going to be in the world title picture, you have got to be so much better of an in-ring performer because you're by yourself. And I'm sorry, neither of them really have ever been great singles wrestlers. Like, honestly, the best person to use that example is Bully Ray. The Dudley Boys were one of the greatest tag teams you'll ever see. But who had Devon never did crap as a singles wrestler. Bully did. Bully developed his single style after he broke up with Devon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned into. Go ahead.
He had a great run in TNA aspect, at least in a single run. That was probably the last time I watched TNA before they started getting hot again. Is when he was part of the Ace and Eight. Ooh, Christopher Daniels.
I love me some Christopher Daniels, man.
Yeah.
Dude's like ageless.
Yeah, but after watching them SCU days in AEW, I don't know if he could do it still.
Yeah.
That was a lot of Kazarian and who was the other guy? Who was the third member of SCU?
Oh my gosh.
We loved him. Come on.
Scorpio Sky.
There you go.
Scorpio, yeah.
Man, 2019 is a long way from today, isn't it?
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
That's when AEW was hot, bro.
Yeah.
That's what made WWE turn the clock back.
Oh, Dust, I'm not giving no shade towards Spike. Bully was my favorite. And like I don't ever call him Bubba. I call him Bully because that's who I remember him as Bully Ray.
Bubba
Ray.
Baby L was another one too, yeah.
JBL had the greatest 2-year heel run you'll ever see.
And I think that's the only world title run he ever had too.
Well, yeah, he got retired 2 years later by Ray.
Yep.
There's another lost retirement match you can bring up.
See? At WrestleMania at that.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Anthony, so here's the thing. Hendry just got his WWE contract like a month or two ago. Now that he's officially fully under them, let's see what happens. I still love Joe Hendry, and I still believe in Joe Hendry.
His theme song can get annoying after a while.
It's finally hitting you, Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
It's finally hitting you.
Yeah.
You guys are awful.
Yeah, it's starting to hit me. Only because now they're starting to make other version songs of his with other wrestlers, and I was like, all right, now you're doing OD. He did one with the Hardys. He did one with some female wrestler in NXT.
And hey, to Dustin's point here, all four of those guys were world champions at one point.
Yep.
Jeff was WWE champion 2008, early 2009. Edge, of course, won multiple. Christian was world heavyweight champion and ECW champion, even though I don't know if we count that as a world title. But Matt won the ECW world title and was TNA world champion.
I was going to say, he's never won a WWE world title, but he has won a world title on TNA.
The ECW basically was WWE's.
ECW, wannabe Extreme Rules, you want to call it.
It wasn't even, they weren't even trying to be that, though.
No, bro. They were being more, what's another word for extreme?
Easy. They were easy championship wrestling because it was only on for an hour on Sci-Fi every Tuesday.
Easy, literally.
It was so great in the ratings, they started making it recorded before SmackDown.
Right.
God, it was awful. But, all right, let's get into some moments here about Cena's career. And chat, look, you guys have clearly loved the wrestling talk, so throw some of yours in there, too. What are some of your moments about Cena you'll remember throughout? Because Cena was our childhood, so...
Well, obviously the most famous, Never Give Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like probably the most iconic thing.
My favorite moment was when he tore his pec.
I know what you're
and he came back like so many months early and surprised everyone at the Rumble.
At Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, and then he won it, and then won at WrestleMania that year as well. I was just like, that's insane.
I don't think he won that Mania. Did he?
That was 2008.
That was the year that he versed Randy and Triple H. Because Triple H somehow evolved himself into that match.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking of his second Rumble.
Yeah, he won that one because he beat The Rock for that Rumble, or I believe. My favorite moment with Cena. Ugh, there's so many. Jesus, I gotta choose.
His whole career,
right?
Essentially.
I gotta think. Damn, if you got yours, go ahead. I gotta think. I got too many in my head.
All right, so look, obviously what Tyler brought up as well. I mean, I loved the 08 Rumble. Fun fact about that Rumble, that was actually a Christmas present. I got to get that on pay-per-view.
Oh wow.
Well, it was actually more of get out of the hospital freaking present, but we'll talk about that off camera. But I don't know how bad this image may be. I'll tell you one of my favorite. This image is probably not even big enough for this, but you know what? One of my favorite things that he ever did was. Anyone remember this?
Is that Heath Slater? Oh my gosh!
Or the chick from Wendy's. I went back and watched that whole promo today.
That's crazy.
Oh, Anthony says when he was in the Wyatt family. Oh, dude, you remember when he walked up behind Bray and them when they were doing their little like pose in the ring? First of all, John Hubbard, Luke Harper, dude, he played his role in that family just was so great with how awesome his character was. Just standing there with the bug eyes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I like mine's the match. And it's John Cena versus Shawn Michaels in a Raw that lasted for an hour.
Wow.
Oh, you see, I like that, but I always go back to the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania match with them in
Yeah.
2007. That was always I go back to it every time.
Yeah, but like I like that one because back then they didn't do that much. They never had an hour-long match, especially in a Raw. So it's just like, and you never knew when it was going to end. I felt like
You're not wrong.
There's so many. Even Cena versus Umaga, the Royal Rumble, last man standing match. Like,
oh yeah.
Hey, shout out! That was the last year we had New Year's Revolution.
Really?
That was the last New Year's Revolution pay-per-view that we had. I remember because I hated the ending to the match.
And
because because remember that set up the Rumble.
Yeah.
Because he beat Umaga, then he rolled him up. I was like, dude, come on, he's too good.
Yeah, too good of a match for a roll up. And then
you know what?
2011 CM Punk versus John Cena when CM Punk wins and shocks everybody because we thought we would never see him again.
Yeah.
There's just so many that you could talk about. Like memorable moments.
I love what Kaylee just brought up here about what he did outside of the ring. Like,
yeah.
Like, a funny thing, right? Did you notice, like, when they were showing the last video tribute, that footage from Triple H was older because he still had his ponytail.
Yeah.
And, still has the HGH use lines in his forehead, but what else is new? But anyway, but like he said, like, John could be leaving backstage at an event, getting ready to go do, like, a night talk show. It has to be in a city in, like, 12 hours. But if there's one kid sitting there wanting to meet him, that's all that would matter to him. John Cena, like I said, John Cena left this place so much better than when he found it. Because, like I said, the company wasn't in turmoil, but they were in trouble. Rock had left. No, I did not say their name twice. I said Brock Lesnar, The Rock. That's what I said. All right, hold on. Brock left, Dwayne left because he's not The Rock to me.
There we go.
The Rock character The Rock is dead to me as a wrestler. Oh, which, by the way, guess what? If he never comes back, he would have won his final match. Then he got to tag with his cousin for. Anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
It was a tag match, not a single match. Get it right.
Orlando's moving the goalpost with the Cena thing, kind of like some people move the goalpost with Jalen Hurts over here.
I did that just to make you mad a little bit.
What are you talking about? I know you're not referencing me.
Talking about you? I wasn't saying you. But all-time Cena moment. Tyler brings up the Rumble. I mean, the first win at WrestleMania against JBL's iconic. Probably the two of my favorite is the creation of two of the coolest looking championship belts of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The spinner belt.
I like the spinner WWE belt better than the US title, though. In my opinion.
Nah, man, people sleep on that thing. That spinner US title was sick.
I just like the WWE Championship better.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so great how the logo, you spin it and then it lines back up again.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just a perfect thing.
Or unless if you're the Miz, you left it backwards.
Yeah, the M.
Hey, don't forget the brief spinner rated R championship we had.
Oh yeah,
which that was going to be my favorite.
New design, but WWE declined it.
Of course they did. Because all they wanted to do was sell that belt for a bit.
A good memorable match. Cena versus Edge, Unforgiven. My bad.
I knew you were going to do it. That was it's not the match itself. It's the fact that, by the way, all the marks out there, it's not called the Attitude Adjustment.
It's called the ST.
The FU.
Oh, the FU?
Yeah, though the submission move is the other one.
So it didn't. So the submission, it used to be the STFU before they dropped the letter, and then the
Yes.
attitude adjustment was the FU. See, those
Yes.
are the days that I liked. You had the FU
Yes.
and the STFU,
Ruthless
Yeah.
aggression.
and then we had to go PG-13, and then it was drop the U.
But honestly, like, if you think about some things with this, right? The fact that he FU'd Edge off a freaking ladder through 2 tables. John Cena was the only. That was the thing as well. John Cena could be asked to do some of the craziest things and do them. But then also, because honestly, Cena's prime, like Cena, in my opinion, from 2005 to 2000, I want to say 9, that was kind of his peak. When you're in your prime in wrestling, you're like early 30s. You could give Cena anything, and he could, like, let's be real. The Nexus storyline was fun. Can we agree with something? How many of those, we all remember the Nexus. How many of them really deserve to be in a ring with John Cena?
None, besides one.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, Wade was good. Wade's a good wrestler. I thought Wade was good when he was out there.
You talking about Bray Wyatt?
No, I'm not even. I'm talking about Daniel Bryan.
Oh, Daniel Bryan, yeah.
Even though he was only part of the Nexus for like a day.
Yeah, literally.
But just think of this, right? He took that whole group and had them main event like a top 3 pay-per-view.
SummerSlam.
Just think of that.
Yep. Everybody was.
I was at the
one, but.
Do you remember the time when he was fired from the company because of Nexus, and him and a bunch of the guys jumped Nexus in the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
I was there.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it wasn't, because I had to watch the main event. Was it? Do you want to know what the main event of that Monday Night Raw was?
What?
It was The Miz, because he had just cashed in on Randy. It was The Miz in a ladder match for the WWE title against Jerry the King Lawler.
I was about to say, I know, I remember that.
With interference from Michael Cole.
Oh my God!
Remember the coal miners? When he tried to be a wrestler, the coal. I don't know what was worse, heel Michael Cole or the anonymous Raw general manager.
That was worse.
It's funny, in that segment with Nexus.
I had bad dreams because of that, man. Just hearing it in my head.
I want to get through some of these comments before we continue real quick. George said his favorite moment of Cena is when Rock was going Hollywood and told him to take his balls and go home. Then go figure, 3 years later, Cena goes Hollywood.
But there's a difference with Cena.
Cena was in the prime of his career when he did it.
Yeah. Cena waited until he knew what his time was up.
And Dustin said the best belt was the WWE took the WCW title belt and made it one of theirs. Fair enough. Hey, look who stopped by to say hello to everybody. What's up, Adrian?
Hi, Adrian.
Shout out, congratulations to Adrian. Her and Jordan just got married. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations, guys.
Now they get to torture me as one. And then Dustin said, you had first blood matches back then, ladder matches, TLC, and the best hardcore matches. I mean, hardcore matches with Mick Foley. Oh, my God. Hardcore Holly, Al Snow. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Taking me back to the good old days.
What's up, Mama Robin?
What's up, Robin?
But, yeah, it's literally... Let me ask you guys this one. I think it's going to be a good question for you, too. Cena always said when his skills could not match the product, it was over. Mm-hmm. Eye test, guys. We've watched wrestling a lot in our lives. Give me your eye test opinion. When did you know that we were nearing the end?
His match against Austin Theory.
I'm out of here. You can host my show.
Oh man. Yeah, wasn't that match the first time he returned after a while?
Yes, because it opened one of the manias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, wasn't that when we had balding John Cena, and then the fans flamed him so hard that he went and got the hair implants?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
you make a good point. I think that was the time I was like, "That's not the John Cena I remember seeing on TV."
because, like, I'm sorry, can we agree? I think Gunther and him put on one of the. I think that was John's best match over the past 6 years.
But you also
Yeah.
have to remember too, when he wrestled that match, he probably didn't also have as much training to go to that match as he did for this year he had. And yet again, if you have to remember, besides the Gunther match and a couple other matches he did, a lot of his matches this past year were stipulations.
Or getting squashed by Brock.
Or that's what I semantics.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the one thing I'm glad I got to see on Saturday. John Cena put together one of the best matches he has put in the past 6 years. That's all I was
And
saying.
yet again, that's why I felt the guy they chose was the perfect guy to do that, because he's great in the ring. You can go somewhere else.
I see chops and sleeper holds. What else is there?
There was a point in the match where
at one
I
point
saw
you were talking about Sheamus and Gunther match of the year.
Yes, because they're both limited in their skill sets. It's perfect.
There was a point in the match Saturday where I was like, okay, how many more clotheslines am I going to see in a row? I feel like there's a certain limit, and then you got to switch it up.
And you can say the same thing about the Young Bucks with their super kicks.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I watched them. It's called the Usos. It's literally, dude. Oh my god! You know what I hate? See, and here's the wait. Hold on. I think we're about to come to a common ground. Can we start getting on the company for the fact that all these guys are limited in what they do?
Yeah, there's no creative things in wrestling anymore.
I think this is a big reason why. Now, I think WWE and him couldn't come to a lot of agreements. This is a big reason why I think guys like Kenny Omega don't go there. Because Kenny knows what he's capable of doing in the ring, and they're going to limit him. He doesn't want to be limited.
Yeah. But there's another thing. They need to stop using former wrestlers' finishers as a moveset.
Yes.
Yeah, like downgrading what would have been a finisher to just a regular move.
Like, no offense, super kicks. Shawn Michaels made the super kick, the Sweet Chin Music, one of the best things in the world. Now it's
like
just
that used to be so protected, like you didn't kick out of it. It was rare for you to kick out of it. Now it's just like you take like
that's
10 a match.
Thing. That's another thing. I am so tired of wrestlers kicking out at finishers, and the only way they can win their matches if they do 3 of them in a row, like Cody Rhodes cross Rhodes.
Yeah,
then that's
like how he has
the
to
match
do.
is over because you hit 3 in a row.
How many AAs did Gunther kick out of on Saturday? 6?
What was crazy was he kicked out of. They did the one through the announce table. Then he did the avalanche from the top rope, and then he hit a third one, and then he still kicked out. And I was like, okay, at that point, I knew he wasn't going to win.
And then what about he got him in a sleeper hold? Cena hits him with an AA, and then right back into the sleeper.
Yeah,
like,
right
dude,
back
all
into
right.
the sleeper. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
That's a big thing in wrestling in general now.
When I did watch the match, that's the part I was upset about. Is like finishing moves are not protected like they used to be.
Yeah,
no,
back then, when a wrestler hit their finishing move, you know that match was over.
Yeah, it was basically first person who can hit their finishing move.
And nowadays, this is like, all right, how many finishing moves are going to happen until they finally win the match?
Yeah, it's almost like you need like minimum like 4 finishers throughout the course of the match now, and that still might not be enough.
And I used to not mind when they did signature moves and then did their finisher move.
Yeah.
But you're doing finishing moves, knowing that's your finishing move, and you're still kicking out of it, bro. Like what? Like, oh man, I just remember the days when you get that spear from Batista, and then he hits the power bomb. Match is over.
Him and Triple H both had the spine buster.
Yeah. Even when and that's how you also knew when he's about to hit that Batista spine buster. Oh, you know what's coming because he goes to that rope and goes like an animal.
Literally.
Yeah. There's a reason why his nickname the Animal Batista.
And here's the thing that Dustin's bring up about the tombstone. And the reason why people, I don't think back then were like, oh, well, like, no one cared. Like, oh, Kane used the tombstone. Yeah, they were called the Brothers of Destruction. I'm pretty sure it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Like, there's no respect. And I feel like this started, you guys are going to probably, I don't know if you'll agree. I feel like this started because when the Shield came up, they didn't like Seth doing the curb stop. And when Dean Ambrose's dirty deeds was when he used to put the guy behind him and slam him forward. They didn't like that. And then Seth had to go adopt the pedigree, which was stupid.
But
then you go
Dean's finisher was banned first before Seth Rollins.
No, I'm just going with the time frame. I'm not caring which was first. I'm pointing out the obvious
like, literally,
here.
Dean switched it up in a span of a year.
Yeah.
It took but at least Seth Dean Rollins like the year when he came back with his ACL. That's when he switched it to the pedigree because he was with whenever he switched with when he betrayed the Shield, I should say, because that's when he started doing the pedigree more.
Which, all right, are they trying to make it like, oh, it's an homage to Triple H? Okay, but like now it's like when I watched Cena and Randy for the last time. I love Cena and Randy Orton. I don't care. I thought that's the other thing. I thought the whole tournament for his last opponent was stupid. I thought there was one guy that should have been his opponent and one guy only. Randy. And it should have been Randy.
Yeah, but the thing, I bet you the reason why it did that because they already did Randy versus John Cena, but at the end of the day, a lot of people really wanted was Edge.
Exactly, and we all said that. Every one of us said that.
And that would have been respectable, but we knew his situation. He's in AEW now. And unfortunately, AEW and WWE don't work together like how TNA does. Will it happen? I believe it will.
Like, honestly, what killed me the most in that match with Randy and John earlier this year, that was a Backlash, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no business hitting each other's finishers. Stop having... Like, dude, nobody should ever attempt the RKO that's not named Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Well, then that means that they got to stop hitting the cutter then.
You ain't hitting a cutter like you hit the RKO.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the cutters normally they go on top of the top rope or something. Randy literally
not even that. Because the diamond cutter was made famous by DDP. DDP would grab you by the head and then just drop you straight down. He never jumped up in midair. Randy Orton does stuff with the RKO. Go ask Evan freaking Bourne how the RKO feels.
Out of nowhere before Randy Orton did out of nowhere.
Go ask Randy's back about how the RKO works.
Right.
That's why he gained 20 pounds, so he has some weight back there to freaking cushion himself.
20? I want to say more like 50.
He's dad bodding it, but he still does it, the crazy man. I love it. Always a Cena guy, but I love Randy Orton. I'm always gonna love Randy Orton. Justin, I agree. It's like, but it's like even with Brock, I rarely see people do the F5 outside of him.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody else do the F5.
I've seen one attempt.
Yeah, it's very rare.
It was Brian Cage from AEW.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny. Do you remember back when Cena first was starting to become like a commodity on SmackDown before the world title days, and he picked up somebody, and Cole and Taz both yelled F5, and it was not the F5. They had no idea what to say. They're like, what do you call that? We didn't know what to call it because no one knew what it was.
His first, I don't even remember who was the first person to get the FU.
Hold on. Now you got me curious about that.
I want to say it's JBL, but I also want to say it's the Big Show.
All right. Okay, let me see. Okay, do I really not? Okay, I really don't. They really can't give me the first time he did it. Oh
Maybe
wait.
no one knows.
Oh, all right. You know what? Don't look it up. I'll both give you 3 guesses. Can you guess who it was? It was in 2003.
2003.
I'll give you 3 guesses each.
JBL.
Nope.
Kurt Angle.
That's a very ruthless guess, but no. So you're both 0 for 1.
Big Show?
No. Good guess, though. Him and Cena had a
Imagine
lot of
you
rivalry.
try to hit the FU on the first ever opponent. It's the Big Show.
I mean, it would have been it would have been a.
I mean, he did.
It would have made the
He did
rest
it in
easier.
2004 WrestleMania. So
Yeah. It's probably someone that I don't even know.
Triple H.
no. So how many guesses are you guys up to? 2 each.
2.
Yeah.
All right. So you each got one more guess, and I'll let you know. Come on, 2003.
2003. Was it a tag team person?
Sometimes.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't help at all.
You ask, I answer. I'm here for the people.
Sometimes, he says.
Okay.
Was he a heavyweight or a cruiserweight?
He is definitely not a cruiserweight.
Okay, so
he's about the size of 3 cruiserweights.
Don't tell me it was Big Daddy V.
Nope. So you are now disqualified because you are 0 for 3.
Let's see. My last guess, Umaga.
Oh, those are all extreme guesses. First of all, Tyler, it could not have been Umaga, and it could have been Big Daddy V because they were both on Raw.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they were on Smack.
You're missing one of the premier super heavyweights at that time.
Don't say it. I'm going to hurt my tongue.
Rikishi.
Oh,
Rikishi.
I was going to guess him after Umaga.
I was like...
You were in the right bloodline. Literally.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, yeah.
Dang.
Damn, that's still impressive. Hit your first ever FU on Rikishi. Damn.
Dude, he hit Rikishi with it, the Big Show, Mark Henry. He even hit the Great Khali with it.
I have to go, guys.
All right. Well, before you do go, let me just ask this question before you get going.
All right.
Is he on your Mount Rushmore?
He is the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Mine, Cena, Hogan, Austin, Taker.
Cena, Austin, Taker, Ric Flair.
Okay.
Cena, Taker, Ric Flair,
okay.
And oh man, that's tough.
There's so many I could have gone to.
There's so many. Yeah, I gotta say Austin.
Longevity, no, but no one will ever. Even Cena.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I Cena has the longevity. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody's ever peaked as much as Stone Cold did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Greatest peak of all time.
His 7-year run was like, or however long it was.
It felt like a lifetime.
It felt like a lifetime, but
until the double knee braces showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you had 2, you knew it's all over.
1 was scary. 2 was, oh yeah, we're done.
Yep.
Orlando, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight.
Yes, thank you.
No problem, brothers.
Literally an hour and a freaking half of wrestling talk when we thought this would only be about 45 minutes. Were we kidding?
Sam's bad at guesstimating time.
Yeah. I said an hour. I went up.
Hey, it's all good. It was an awesome talk. The chat was booming with wrestling tonight.
Yep. All right, brothers. I'll see you guys. Have a great
Talk to you.
show. Gotta go be dad.
Thank you, Orlando. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem, guys. Talk to you later.
See ya.
But all right, so that was an awesome hour and a half. We still got a lot to talk about, Tyler.
We do got a lot to talk about.
Real quickly, before we get out of the complete wrestling chat, Anthony tried to guess Chris Jericho, another very good guess.
Good guess, yeah.
And Dustin, hey man, too cool. Grandmaster Sexy, Scotty Too Hottie, and Rikishi. I remember that. Throw in Trish Stratus, and damn, that was fun.
Oh man,
those were some good times.
Yeah.
So Dustin went Hogan, Taker, Cena, and Shawn Michaels.
I'm open to swapping out Hogan for Austin as far as longevity and what Hogan did for the business in those earlier years.
True. The reason I have it now, of course, Cena's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Undertaker was all about the business and was an underrated carrier of the business. Stone Cold, again, greatest peak of all time. We'll never see it again. And honestly, Hogan, to me, the reason I have it there, because I'll be honest, man, in my opinion, Hogan he walked so Cena could run. Cena was our Hulk Hogan, the superhero that you looked up to. Like, that's just who he was. In a little bit different of a way, but that was who our Hulk Hogan was. It was John Cena.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I love Cena. I was always more of a Batista guy, but I love Cena. And I want to make sure that we gave Cena very much respect on his farewell that he deserved. And I want to thank everybody for blowing the freaking chat up for the past hour and a half about wrestling. Yeah. I freaking loved it. All right.
Before we get into our football talks, I just have to say something I've been waiting to for an hour and a half. Dustin, about the Chiefs, I told you so.
Oh!
Now we can proceed with our regular programming.
Wow, taking shots. Why? Why do you have to do that?
I guess one last wrestling comment from Dustin. I agree with that a lot. Like I was saying, like 80s, 90s, that was all Hogan almost.
I agree. I 100% agree. So, all right, Tyler, let's get into some football talk now. Because, Tyler, what is today?
It's Victory Monday. Back at you. 3 weeks in the making.
It's about freaking time we had a Victory Monday. We haven't talked about a Victory Monday in a month. I know Carol wished us a happy Victory Monday earlier. She couldn't stay for tonight, but she did throw that in real quick. But, all right, Tyler, let's talk about it. Eagles finally get on the winning track again, demolishing the Las Vegas Raiders 31-0. Jalen Hurts bounced back from a rough game against the Chargers to go 12 for 15, 175 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Dallas Goedert found the end zone twice. Should have been 3 times, but it's okay. Yeah. And A.J. Brown caught another touchdown this week as well. The Eagles' defense racked up 4 sacks and held the Raiders to 75 total yards. Tyler, how we feeling?
The Eagles played their first complete game of football this past Sunday.
That makes me sick.
It does, because yes, very thrilled and excited to finally see that. This was the type of response they needed. They didn't just need a win, they needed a statement. Now, the Raiders, I'm not going to take anything away from this victory from the Eagles. The Raiders heading into the game 2-11, down their starting quarterback, even though he hasn't been the greatest. But to dominate them in the fashion that they did at every single level, defense, they've been great all year. We haven't questioned the defense all year. Offensively was the biggest bright spot to see. I think that was the best play calling that we've seen out of the Patullo Sirianni unit the whole year. Would you say that as well, Sam?
I think it was one of their more complete games being called this year. Once again, I understand it's the Raiders, and I completely understand it's a Kenny Pickett-led Raiders offense, not Geno Smith. I get all that. And first off, for all the people that wanted to bench the quarterback, well, he did get benched, so there you got what you wanted. And
he got benched for cooking them too hard.
And Baby Brady came in and did what he does. Looks like the GOAT. Tell you, man. Look, I don't care. It may never be as an Eagle, but Tanner McKee is going to be a good quarterback if he ever gets the opportunity.
I think there's some truth to that.
But for people that are being like, they're asking, do you feel better about the Eagles after the 3-game losing streak and they win yesterday? People are like, oh, no, I don't. It was just the Raiders. Would you have felt better if they beat the Raiders 13-7?
I wouldn't. I said it. I would not be satisfied with anything under a 2-touchdown victory margin.
I agree. And the reason I'm at this point, do you feel so I'm not supposed to feel better after a win, but I should feel great about 3 straight losses? That doesn't make a bit of sense. Do you know why I feel better about this team? Because they did yesterday what they should do. You should beat a team like the Raiders that badly.
Yeah.
You should beat the holy crap out of the Raiders by 30-plus points. That's exactly what you should do.
And I think that they really finally figured something out yesterday as well. You would think a team on defense as poor as the Las Vegas Raiders, A.J. Brown, easily over 100 yards. Nope. He was targeted 2 times the whole game, and he caught 2 catches and 1 touchdown, 41 yards. And that was his stat line.
I mean, technically it was 3 if you count the PI he drew early in the game.
Yeah, semantics. But my overall point is that I didn't see a single forced pass to A.J. Brown. And it was the most beautiful thing. That's why I thought the play calling was great, because they weren't trying to force the ball into his hands. They let the game come to him. They let the game come to the whole offense. Let Jalen see the field, see who's open, not immediately 2 seconds into the snap, where's AJ at? Let me try and force him the ball. Because we're at a point with AJ Brown. He's still a good wide receiver. He could still make plays. He's not a playmaker in the sense where we need to get the ball in his hands and let him make a big play. He's not at that point anymore. We're a long way from that. He could still be a deep threat down the field. We saw that on his touchdown catch. The guy on this team who you can get the ball in and let him make a play, there's 2 of them. Saquon Barkley and Devontae Smith. Those are the 2 people that I trust. If you get the ball them out in space, they can make a play.
And again, we said it. We were never the people that said, oh, you can no longer throw the ball to A.J. Brown. No, that's not what we were saying. What we were saying was, like you said it before for AJ, let the game come to you. Don't sit there. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear. I'm happy we didn't hear a word.
If I hear any complaints out of him at all this week about his production, buddy, look at the scoreboard, 31-0.
I think that we are going to start having the uncomfortable conversation that talent-wise and current physical ability, AJ Brown does not look like he has a lot of his speed looks gone.
It does. And that's why I said he's past the point of being a playmaker. He's still a reliable pass catcher. And you can rely on him for some of those traffic throws. But as far as making a play and turning just a short throw into a bigger gain, we're past that point. He doesn't have that speed anymore.
We are entering an area where if this offense wants to be successful, the number one target has to be Devontae Smith. He is right now the wide receiver one on this team. And honestly, I think personally, this offense is set up better when the tight end is honestly one of the first two reads in the play.
Yeah.
Look what this offense looked like when Dallas Goedert was no longer a primary target. Dallas Goedert is having a career year, which really sucks, honestly, if you're the Eagles, because now you got to figure out what to do at the end of the season with them.
Because you don't have a replacement option.
Grant Calcaterra is not that.
Nope, he is not.
But even then, they're both free agents. So do you draft one high and bring Goddard back?
How high?
First 2 rounds. Same place where you got Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert and Brent Selleck, for that matter. Actually, no, Brent was a 5th round pick. I'm sorry.
Man. That's tough, though, to spend a pick in those rounds when we know there's another big need looming in right tackle and right guard, for that matter.
I am perfectly okay with going and spending a boatload of money on the best right guard available.
A right tackle?
1st round.
I think try and find a way to bring Goddard back for another year. See if you can get a tight end in the 2nd or 3rd round. And go from there. I could easily see tight end in the 2nd round.
So I got a couple of interesting numbers about the defense. Heck, you know what? If I'm the Eagles, you know what? Go ask the Raiders, man. You really want to waste Brock Bowers' prime?
Man, the Raiders are a tough team because, like, we've been saying for years, all they need is a quarterback. When is that going to happen? Is Brock Bowers going to retire before they actually get a good quarterback?
I'm trying to figure out who has more hair right now, Brock Bowers or John Cena.
Oh, my.
So, Tyler, I do have a couple interesting notes from the game. The Eagles' win over the Raiders yesterday was the fastest Eagles game in the history of the team. 2 hours and 31 minutes.
Wow.
It also was the 2nd fastest NFL game on record.
That's interesting.
That's impressive.
I mean, yeah, when you look at it, only 3 penalties the whole game total. Three by each team. And then, yeah, the Eagles doubled the Raiders in time of possession.
I feel like every drive they scored on was just a long, sustaining drive. And even though, like, Saquon did have a huge game, they still ran for 183 yards yesterday.
Yeah, they did. And you know another thing that they did well, is they got Jalen into some more comfortable runs. even if it was only 4 or 5 yards, they made the defense respect him as a runner, and that opened up other parts of the game.
Then the 3rd and 12 happened.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, why was the 3rd and 12? I swear, I've seen for at least 2 months straight. I'm just seeing Tyler Steen. At some point, he gets called for a holding call that I cannot have. He's again, great 6th offensive lineman off the bench. He is not a starter.
Yeah, he's not.
If Stoutland can't get something out of you within 3 years, then we got problems.
Yeah.
Here's another fact for you. Do you want to know the starting defense the last time the Eagles had a shutout?
I'd love to hear it because I can't remember.
It was in the Doug Peterson era. Would you like to guess some of the positions?
Doug Peterson era.
So Jim Schwartz. I want to see how good you are. We'll start at defensive tackle. Who do you think your starting DTs were?
Damn, who was still here back then? Did we have Hargrave still in that time?
I don't believe he was on the team yet.
Who am I thinking of? Timmy Jernigan?
Number one.
One of them? Okay.
The fact that you got him before the other guys makes me sick, but it's okay.
Well, the other defensive tackle?
Yes.
Fletcher.
Yes. So your DTs are down. Who were the defensive ends? Okay, so this is 2018, actually.
2018. Okay. This was Graham.
Yes.
This was what was that bum's name? Wait, or was it not? Am I thinking the wrong person?
If you're thinking Derek Barnett, he was not a starter.
Barnett. Oh, he wasn't a starter. Okay, so he's not on. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It does start with a B, though. The name is close to Barnett, actually.
Oh, Bennett. Michael Bennett, right?
Look it, kid.
Yeah.
I thought that would get you because he was only here for a year.
Nope, I remember.
I loved Michael Bennett, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so as we all know, Jim Schwartz loved his 2 linebacker look. Who were your linebackers?
We had linebackers back then?
For some weeks.
You might have me on that one.
If you give up, just let me know.
I can't even think of part of their names.
Starting linebackers were Jordan Hicks.
Oh, we still had Hicks in 2018?
Yes. It was his last year on the team.
For some reason, I thought we had him back in 16 or 17 as the last year.
He was drafted in 15.
He was drafted in 15, okay.
He was one of Chip's last picks. Other linebacker, Malcolm, holy crap. Nigel Bradham.
Oh, Nigel.
All right. Hey.
He was good.
Show some respect.
He was really good.
He was solid. Who were your safeties?
I
just gave you the freaking name of a Rodney had torn his ACL, was not in this game. Why are you missing the obvious one?
Jenkins.
Again. Yes. Why are you missing obvious ones?
I'm mixing up my time periods here, all right?
He was here for 10 years almost. Good Lord. All right. I don't even know if you're going to get the third safety. Or the other safety. George, I'm not you. I am perfectly okay.
Let's see. Yeah.
I don't. Corey Graham.
Oh my gosh. The bum who got burned by Tennessee.
3rd and 18.
3rd and 18 in the 4th quarter. Got burnt like a piece of toast.
Who would you rather have, Corey Graham or Andrew Sendejo?
Well,
one got One guy got burned on 3rd and 18. The other guy got hurdled by the ageless Vernon Davis.
Yeah, 40-year-old Vernon Davis hurdled him.
You and I literally went to get drinks after that.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, can you name the 3 corners?
Oh. One of them was
You're not getting any.
crazy color hair boy, right? I forget his name.
Jalen Mills?
Yeah, Mills. Yeah,
Incorrect.
Mills. No, you're lying.
He was not. He was hurt that game, I guess.
Hurt that game.
This is a single game, Tyler. He
Oh,
could have hurt. Maybe he didn't play.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
This is the last defense that pitched the shutout for the Eagles. How they did it, I'll never know.
Hurt. Yeah, how did they do it? I thought he was our best corner.
You're never going to get these 3 names.
We didn't get Slay yet in 2018,
nope.
Right? Yeah.
That was 2020.
Who? Is there any name I'm going to know?
You should know one of them. He was just on the team last year.
Just on the team last year.
2018 rookie season.
Oh, Vontae Maddox.
There you go.
Oh.
Good job.
Back when he was good.
Good-ish. But I don't know if
you're
going to
get
these other 2 names. Good enough, yes. I don't know if you're going to get these other 2.
Any of them.
All right. So, just to reiterate this whole thing, I asked Tyler, can he name the starting defense from the last time the Eagles had a shutout victory? The starting defense was Timmy Jernigan, Fletcher Cox, Michael Bennett, Jordan Hicks, Brandon Graham, Nigel Bradham, Avonte Maddox, Malcolm Jenkins, Corey Graham, Rasul Douglas, and Crayvon LeBlanc.
Oh my gosh. How long did we keep him on these rosters? I feel like I just saw LeBlanc on this team like 2 years ago.
Probably.
What?
And I got another little note for you from yesterday. Let's get off that. I don't want to talk about the 2018 Eagles anymore. We don't need to do that.
Yeah, those were dark times.
Yeah, people say that 2023 and this year were bad after getting to the Super Bowl. Go ask me how 2018 went.
Yeah. I still enjoyed majority of the 2023 season. It was just the ending that I didn't enjoy.
That sucked. Eagles cornerback Adoree Jackson allowed 5 catches on 7 targets for 103 yards against the Cowboys in Week 1. Since then, Jackson has not allowed more than 4 receptions or 69 yards in a game. He allowed just 1 reception on 3 targets for 10 yards yesterday. Adoree Jackson has actually gotten better as the season's gone on.
Yeah, he's settled in a little bit.
I feel like him, Quinyon, and Cooper have all played their best 2 games of the season together this week and the Chargers game. But you were over here on Friday night freaking out about Ashton Genty. How'd that go?
Well, I was preparing myself for a in the snow game. Like actively snowing during the game. Snow on the field. That's what I was preparing myself for. What we got, if you looked at that game, you would have never thought that it snowed there.
Oh, no, because the snow was all done by 12 o'clock.
Yeah. They had it completely cleared out, and it was just a cold weather game. That's it. So my preparations were completely wrong.
But all in all, the defense played just how I expected. Hopefully now Jalen Carter should be back within the next week or 2, hopefully.
Yeah. And they've held it down so far without him.
Well, you saw what Vic did yesterday. Who was playing defensive tackle?
BG.
He may stick around for a couple years if they do that.
Hey, as a rotational piece?
Because BG is no longer quick enough off the edge to really be much of a factor, but he is a lot harder to cover when it comes to being a freaking smaller D tackle like that.
Yeah.
That could add an element to the defensive line for the rest of the year.
My statement play of the game was when Nolan Smith pancaked the right tackle, hurdled him, and he got the sack.
Unfortunately, I missed that. I was outside shoveling snow.
No.
It was a long day yesterday, but it's okay. And Moro Ajomo adding on to his breakout year with another sack. I love Jalen
I'm
Carter.
going to check some of the totals from our guys.
My two favorite defensive linemen on this team, I love Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I surely do like watching Moro Ajomo and Jalen Son play.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of them two, Ajomo's up to 5 sacks on the year. Jalen Son is up to 4.5. Jordan Davis has 4.5. And Zach Bond's got 3.5.
Vaughn added an interception yesterday.
He did. They've been getting it done in a lot of different facets.
Tyler, I know we're talking about being cost efficient offensively because you got to start looking into the future about extensions for guys like Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. You're going to have to think about Cooper DeJean and Quingon Mitchell down the road. Of course, we're like another year. We're probably another year from that anyway.
Yeah.
If I'm the Eagles, I love Jahai Campbell. They really need to keep Nakobe Dean on this team.
Yeah, that's the tough conversation to have. Dean's another one I forgot to mention at 4 sacks this year. Didn't start the season with us. How many games did he miss to start the year?
5 or 6, I think.
He's played 9 out of 14, so 5. He missed 5 weeks, and he's at 4 sacks.
I mean, he was activated for the first Giants game, but he didn't play much because Vic's like, oh, patella injury? Yeah, you're not playing on this field.
Yeah. But I know we were having this conversation of they got Campbell. Campbell's going to be great.
I know, but Dean
is so good. This could really bite them in the ass if they do let him walk because of how good he can go and be somewhere else as well.
And then the other question for you is, I know he's a trade acquisition. Jalen Phillips has really helped this defensive line.
Ooh. There's a lot that needs to be done. Because, Phillips' impact since we acquired him, he was almost like the missing piece for that defense.
They have always been more effective. They do not need 2 premier edge rushers. Like, no offense, I'm not saying the Texans are a bad example. The Texans have Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. They thrive on the interior pressure. The Eagles' best defensive linemen are in the middle. It's Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Moro Ajomo. The edge rushers have always been at their strongest when there are 4 guys that together can rotate in and out, and you lose almost no production. You saw last year, BG, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Josh Sweat. This year, you didn't have that early on. And then you see BG come back, Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith came back healthy, and then you added in Jalen Phillips, who's been so good. I mean, poor Josh Uche, the guy's been inactive for a month now.
Yeah.
And he was playing really well to start the season. I'm at the point now, somebody asked the question, would you let Reed Blankenship, and Dennis is going to freaking love this, would you let Reed Blankenship walk in free agency if that meant keeping Jalen Phillips and Nakobe Dean?
If it means Sidney Brown still has a chance at a starting position, then
clearly they're going to address it. That's what I'm saying. Do you go and draft another safety and get more cost efficient instead of putting out a big bag to Reed Blankenship? I still think McCoo was going to be a heck of a player.
I do too.
And a shout out real quick. Since he went down, you give me a little shout out to Marcus Epps, somebody who you and I both could not stand his first time with the Eagles. He's holding down back there.
He is. Definitely better than whatever else. McCollum something, Tristan McCollum.
He's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, I know, but I remember those dark times.
But all in all, I'm happy. They came out and did exactly what I wanted to see them do. They came out, business as usual, won the game, dominated a bad team, and now, remember, Tyler, we are on Saturday this week against the Commanders.
Yes, we are.
And are one win away, or one more Cowboys loss, from the first back-to-back division winner in 20 years.
Oh, man.
And the last team to do it, the 2003 and 2004 Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, Friday Night Gridiron picks. We did a great job on Friday, didn't we? Sheesh.
Oh, yeah.
And my last little nip about this game, Jalen looked right back to looking like Jalen.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I always give him credit for is he's able to bounce back off of a down moment. He doesn't let it stick around and phase him.
Yeah. And let me say this. If I brought the word bench last week, I wasn't talking about, all right, Tanner McKee starts next week. That game. We've seen quarterbacks benched in games.
Yeah. And honestly, yes, it was a bench-worthy performance.
It was not good. But
into the third quarter, I would have looked at it and said, hey, you know what? This game's not going our way at all. We're letting you take a seat.
Exactly. But now,
if you do that, you can actually hurt a player's confidence. It's going to have one of two effects. It's going to make them really think about it and either respond or they really think about it and they go deeper into the hole. So they know what kind of player Jalen is. They let him go through it. It was a terrible game. He owned up to it. And he said he was going to respond, and that's what they did.
Exactly.
And let me what was the stat line again? It was
12 of 15, 175, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And again, credit again to Nick Sirianni. I understand we have been on Nick a lot. We've all been on Nick a lot. He has this to me could have been like the Cardinals game in 2023, up 21-0. Julio Jones caught 2 touchdowns in that game against the Cardinals. Sidney Brown had his lone NFL bright spot, a pick 6, and we still lost the game.
Yeah, because
this could have been that.
I'm going to start this statement with saying, yes, I know Geno Smith was not playing, but this is a Raiders team that actually beat the Patriots week 1. All right, that's week 1. I'll find another example. They put up 24 on the Commanders in week 3. They did lose that game 41-24.
They only lost
to the Bears by a point. They put up 24 on the Bears. They got shut out by the Chiefs. They put up 29 on the Jags. And the Jags were in good form. Well, for the most part, they were in good form. I think they were on a 2-game losing streak or something at the time, but they were still a respectable team. And as you can tell, they are a respectable team. So this is a team that can put up points. They can score.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they only lose on Thursday Night Football 10-7 to the Broncos?
They did.
Who are currently the best team in the AFC?
And they also lost 24-17 to the Broncos. So they lost by 3 points and a touchdown. Both one-possession games against the best team in football right now.
Like I said, I'm going to stick to this. The reason I feel better about this team today than I did 2 weeks ago is because this is what, against a bad team, what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to win by 30-plus points. Mm-hmm. Did I expect them to shut them out and hold them to under 80 yards for the game? No, but hey, it's just fun. It's fun to see.
Yeah, it is.
The defense was dominant. Jalen was great. Everybody got involved. And I hope AJ, not just AJ, I hope the whole offense learned this. Like, okay, we are clearly at our best when we are getting everybody involved. Goddard, Devontae, AJ. Like, I hope we are finally starting to realize that when you get everybody involved, it's better because no one knows where to go.
Yeah.
You can beat a team anywhere with those three guys going off together, not just force feeding the ball to AJ because he's upset.
Exactly. And I really think they sat down and they looked at it. Nick was probably like, okay, AJ had 100 yards the last 3 weeks. We lost the last 3 weeks. He had over 10, 11. I believe. What was his lowest receiving total in those last 3 weeks? Hold on, I'll let you know. In those last 3 weeks, his lowest receiving total was 10. And it actually spans over the course of 4 weeks that he had 10 plus targets. We went back to him only getting a handful of targets, and we won.
Yeah, this offense has never been catered to support one player. It never has, and it probably never will be.
Yeah.
So, like I said, credit to Nick, credit to Kevin Patullo, who coached a really good game on Sunday. I know it's hard to say these days, and I know I'm still not his biggest fan, but
I like to call it Patullo / Sirianni.
essentially,
This is not all Patullo now.
no. We got to give credit to everyone. Everybody deserves
everyone
credit.
gets some credit, but it's both of them in the mix with the play calling now. Patullo lost the trust.
But no, Patullo and Nick did a good job. Jalen played great. Everybody got involved. Run game looked a little bit better. Still not where I want it, but we're doing all right. We got off the schneid.
Game, I don't think we can get it going at this point. I'm going to make that bold statement. I don't see us getting the run game going. If it hasn't,
I don't either.
Yet, it's not going to click this year. We're still waiting for Lane to come back from his foot injury. That's not going to happen at all.
It looks like it's coming this week.
It does. Steed's a big part as to why the run game is so weak. He's just not that good of a run blocker.
And Cam and Landon are both hurt and banged up, and they haven't looked like their usual selves.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, look, they got a big win that they desperately needed. They looked a lot better than they have. The offense looked good. And now we move on. Let's go clinch this. Let's go wrap this division up.
Oh, yeah. You got Washington, who just beat the Giants.
Speaking of that, we want to get into some of these big injuries around the league.
Where do we start?
We can start right there. Because who got shut down this afternoon?
Oh, they shut down Jaden Daniels.
Just like I told you they would. And should.
Yeah. Now, I get it. They were pushing it before. But now's the time where it's like, okay, re-aggravated it. You're not competing for anything. We'll see you next year.
He hasn't even been cleared yet. And plus, after us, they have a short week on Christmas. So they're like, what's the point? We're not playing for anything. Just shut this down. Shut it down. It's not just the elbow. It's been the elbow, the knee, the hamstring. He has been banged up all year. They as a team have been banged up all year.
Yeah.
I mean, McLaurin missed a lot of time. Zach Ertz is out for the year. God, I hope that's not his career, because I really don't want Zach Ertz to go out like that.
Yeah, I hope he goes out on his own terms.
As an Eagle on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, next year. After we let Calcaterra go.
Hey, I'm all for 86 and 88 reuniting for a year together. I would love it. Doesn't help our blocking tight end 2 position, but it's okay.
We had a blocking tight end 2 to begin with. No,
yeah,
we don't need it
when Ertz was here.
Because once we get our O-line healthy again, we can go back to having Fred Johnson be our 6th blocker out on the field.
Why don't they just let Cam Latu do it? He clearly is the best run blocker. And the problem is still the thing with Patullo and Sirianni. They still try Calcaterra out there, and he can't guard my goddaughter, and she's a year old. He's so bad he can't block, and they just keep doing it. It's the definition of insanity. But all in all, I'm glad that the Commanders figured this out with Jaden Daniels. I don't need him. I don't need RG3 again, especially for the Commanders and their fans. The kid can play, man. He's going to be the cornerstone of that franchise for a very long time, and I'm glad that they were able to figure out, just look, it's not worth it. Let's regroup, shut it down. Mariota's fine. Let's just get out of this whole thing. So now we wait for 2026 for Jaden Daniels, but that's not even the biggest one that happened over the past week.
There was a big one to a contender.
Micah Parsons. Torn ACL, out for the year.
Man, you talk about Jerry Jones, I'll say it again, 100% wrong, he's an idiot. The impact Micah Parsons has on any defense. You saw how bad Dallas's defense looked after he was gone. You saw how much better and more dominant the Packers defense got with him. Was he still at 11 sacks on the year?
He's at 12.5.
He's at 12.5. And their run game stats were looking good. They were like in the 90s for rushing yards allowed on the year. That defense was very, very good at all levels. And to lose him, it takes away an aspect to that defense. I don't view them as the same strong team anymore. They're still good. They still have a lot of really good, talented players on both offense and defense. But if you were to ask me now if they were to go up against a really good team in the playoffs, I don't think I would give them as much of a chance of beating them as I would have if Micah Parsons was playing.
The only thing you need now is that you need guys like Rashawn Gary and Luke Van Ness to step up, because those two are going to probably be your pass rushers. And Gary's a very good player, and so is Van Ness. The problem is there is no replacing Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
There is no replacing him.
There is.
And Green Bay, their offense has been very spotty this year due to injuries and some inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm.
And their corner situation, they have been masked at corner this year because of how good they have been at getting after the quarterback with Micah Parsons. And now that Micah's not there, this is a very concerning thing. So, no, I'm with you. I do not view Green Bay now as a threat because I don't know what their offense is consistently. And without Micah, I don't know how you make up for that unless Rashawn Gary and Luke Van Ness go absolutely insane.
Yeah. And I mean, it's tough because Rashawn Gary was the perfect supporting member to Micah Parsons. He's at 7.5 sacks on the year. And he's got 7 tackles for loss. Van Ness is going to have to step up in a big way. He's only got 1.5 sacks on the year.
Yeah, and I mean, this guy was a first-round pick just 2 years ago. He's got to start doing something.
Yeah, he's got to. Now, did he miss a lot of time this year? It says he's only had 7 games played.
He's missed some time with injury this year, so he just came back yesterday.
Oh, he just came back. Wow. Got him back and lost their top guy. Well,
pretty much.
You were a first-round pick. Time to show your worth, because they're going to need everything they can get out of that defensive line.
Another key one, I'm not discrediting what happened in Kansas City, but Devontae Adams re-aggravated that hamstring. McVay is calling him week to week.
Yeah. Nah, I get it. We'll get to the Mahomes one in a second, but they're not a contender anymore. It's not as important in terms of playoff picture.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams going down for the Rams takes away an aspect of that passing game. So the Rams, they're still going to be a threat. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua, he can definitely shoulder the load. But who's going to be the next guy to step up? Their next best guy, well, their next highest receiver after Adams is their tight end, Parkinson. He's only at 300.
I mean, you could just start going a little more dimensional and giving the ball and handing the ball to Kyron Williams a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you have Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. Kyron Williams is over 1,000 yards so far. Blake Corum's at 621. That's more than like probably half the starting running backs in the league.
Blake Corum could be the second, would almost be the leading rusher on the Eagles.
I wouldn't go that far. I think Saquon's like in the 900s now.
But yeah, Saquon's going to eclipse 1,000. But
I know he will. But it's tough looking at the receiving aspect of the Rams because you have to go far down the list. Their next highest receivers are Kyron Williams, Higbee, another tight end, and then Tutu Atwell falls on the list.
Well, Atwell was another one who was banged up for a while. So he'll step into a bulk of the role until Devontae is ready. But here's the thing. I understand Devontae Adams is going to play football again this year. This is not as destructive as the Micah Parsons injury is, but with a hamstring that late in the season, and if you're going to the playoffs, unless you get full home field, you don't. If I'm Devontae Adams, I'm begging they get the 1 seed because if they have to go out to a cold weather game, it's never really a good thing on the hamstrings.
It's not. If I'm them, you said that McVay's calling it week to week, right?
Yes.
Here's how the rest of their season goes. He's not playing against Seattle next week. You play the Falcons and the Cardinals. Hold him out until the playoffs. Even if he can come back, hold him till the playoffs. Give him all that rest because you're going to need him.
Because if there's somebody that could just step right back in the playoffs and do his thing, it's Devontae Adams.
Even without Devontae Adams, I still think they could beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think they can. The Seahawks just almost lost to a senior citizen.
They almost lost to Grandpa.
How about that? Almost leading the game-winning drive.
And you know what's crazy? Seattle won the game, not scoring a single touchdown. They kicked field goals the whole game to stay in it and win it. It's not actually. I lied. They had a touchdown in the fourth quarter, but almost all field goals to win the game. Like that's insane.
It's football for you. But no, if I'm the Rams, I'm just keeping Devontae Adams out to the playoffs. I'm thinking long, big picture here. Yeah. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm thinking big picture. Don't risk a guy that you brought in to be exactly this. And even in the game, Puka got banged up again. He came back, but
he's another one too. I mean, he's a dominant player, but like he plays physical. He is prone to injury. So definitely, I think the Rams need to try to prioritize running the football against Seattle, trying to wear them down. Because, I mean, you have two great running backs. Make that a priority. I get Matthew Stafford's great. But try and see if you can get Puka a little more rest. Only use him when you need to. Because you don't want to start force-feeding him the ball now because he's your best option and your really only option. And then, you end up wearing him out before the playoffs come around. But The Rams are looking at possibly being able to secure the 1 seed in the NFC. I don't know who else is really in contention with them. They're at 11-3 right now. The
Packers
next
loss helps
closest
them.
team, yeah, the Packers loss helps. Chicago's 10-4. So, well, Seattle actually is 11-3. Of course, you got two teams in the same division. San Francisco's hanging around at 10-4. So they didn't lock it up yet. But I think the remaining schedule, they can definitely lock it up. You beat the Seahawks, you're now at a league of your own. You'll be the only 12 win team in the NFC. And then you have two pretty easy games against the Falcons and the Cardinals to end the year. If they get home field advantage, like you were saying, for the playoffs, and they also get that first round bye, that gives Adams even more time to rest and Puka some time to recover. They'll be a fresh team coming into the playoffs, so they will be scary. I will say this, I would not want to be the Philadelphia Eagles seeing that Rams team in the playoffs.
No, I don't either.
It's not going to be the same game as earlier in the year.
I know we played well yesterday. I don't think we can hang with them offensively.
I don't think so.
Stafford's just, there's just like, I know Jalen, he played well yesterday. I think Jalen's been a lot better this year than people have thought.
I'm not insane to say that Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback than
exactly
Hurts. I'm not crazy.
Remember when we had Matthew Stafford? I think I have him in my top 5, and I was called crazy for it.
No.
In my opinion, Matthew Stafford's been the best quarterback in football this year.
He has.
Without a doubt. He's been better. He's been way better than Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's actually been bad. I don't care what his numbers say. I think he's been bad this year.
Yeah. He has
Next year's top 10 quarterbacks list is going to be insane.
Oh man, yeah, because who had Drake May in their top 10? I don't know. I don't know if I did.
No, I actually didn't have him in my top 10. I had Bo Nix in my top 10, though.
True. And while the Broncos are the best team in the league right now, Bo Nix has not been the best quarterback in the league.
And either way, he hasn't been better than Drake May.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think I had Joe Burrow at 1. Wow, what a genius I was.
Man, good job.
Damn turf toe.
The damn turf toe. And then Tyler, I don't know what happened with the Bengals yesterday. They didn't score a single touchdown. Like, are we all afraid? Is this just adding on to the rumors of Joe Burrow's retirement?
And this right here is the difference between a good organization and a terrible one. Eliminated from playoff contention, Joe Burrow is playing the rest of the games.
Yeah. And he got sacked 3 times. He threw the ball 39 times. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any words for it. I really don't.
I'm not surprised.
Because, yeah,
speaking of court,
you would think from hearing a guy talking about how all these recoveries from injuries, and, you know, the looming thought of if he gets one more major injury, he might just hang it up. And they're going to continue to roll with him.
I just saw Kenny Gainwell bounce off a linebacker and run 30 yards downfield.
Is that LeGarrette Blount?
LeGarrette Gainwell? Is that you?
LeGarrette Gainwell.
Nah, he's not getting arrested in a car with Le'Veon. He's good.
Oh, my gosh.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Tyler.
Now, here's a guy.
I believe they did do a wellness check today on Chris Collinsworth, just so we know.
They did? Oh, that's nice. Is he all right?
And Nick Wright.
Oh, no. I think Collinsworth has enough highlights and Mahomes references to last him until next year. I think he'll be all right.
Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL, Chiefs eliminated from the playoffs. And that's what makes it worse because it happens now that you're not playing for anything.
Yeah. Yep. And now,
I mean,
another looming question is Kelsey going to call it quits after this year. We already questioned if he was going to come back this year to try to redeem himself from their loss in the Super Bowl. Now they're eliminated. You're not going to have your quarterback back by next season. Like, I don't know how long the recovery may be into the season next year.
Well, I mean, hold on a second. Carson tore his around this time in 17, was back by week 3 the next year. So, but
they rushed him back a little bit.
Yes, where I was going to go with this, I would not. Hear me out here. I will tell you why this happened. This was not just a fluke play on why he tore his ACL. This is because every other play that he is playing, he is literally, oh my God, touchdown, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Oh my God, I'm back in Green Bay.
Oh man, Aaron Rodgers' best friend.
The reason this has happened all year is because he has been the Chiefs' leading rusher in almost every game. He is continuously having to leave the pocket and run for his life because they have no offensive line whatsoever. I like the kid Simmons out of Ohio State. I think he's going to be a tremendous player. The rest of that O-line outside of Creed Humphrey stink. Jawan Taylor is the worst right tackle I've seen in my entire life. Trey Smith has been banged up. That offensive line has been so bad now for almost 2 years, to the point last year where Joe Tooney was playing left tackle in the freaking Super Bowl. If I am the Chiefs, hear me out. I am possibly considering next year being a no bueno year. I look to sign a quarterback to a 1-year deal. Let him play. Start getting the next era of Chiefs football ready for when Mahomes is back. Get that offensive line beefed up. Free agency, draft picks, whatever. Go get yourself some replacements. You're going to have to replace Travis Kelce. I'm not sure how you're going to do that. Stop. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I don't think you guys are what the national media try to say or what other fans like, oh, Chiefs fans are this and that. Chiefs fans to me are very awesome. What I can't stand is the freaking Swifties that you've allowed into your fan base. Stop trying to talk yourself into it that Xavier Worthy is a good wide receiver. Because he is not.
He's not a wide receiver 1.
He's not even a 2.
He might grow into a 2, but he's not there yet either.
I don't think I think he's a gadget player who you use for fancy plays. Here's the thing, and the reason I don't think he's a 2, because I don't think Rashee Rice can be a 1. I think he's a perfect 2. Go get a solidified wide receiver, get a replacement for Kelce, figure out that offensive line, and get the defense and start getting younger on it. You don't have enough playmakers and enough youth on that defense. And that's why it's getting worse, because Spagnuolo's losing guys to getting older or to free agency every year. A scheme only works so much until you have to put more talent in it.
Yep.
So if I'm the Chiefs, I'm just no bueno in next year. I'm not rushing Mahomes back. Let him take the year. Let him get ready for 2027, and let's just get that roster needs a lot of construction. They have to do a lot of constructing to that roster this offseason because it's not good enough. They have to figure out this offensive line situation. Because outside of Creed Humphrey and Simmons, who I still think can mold into a good player, we need to understand, not only is Josh Simmons a rookie, he's coming off a major knee injury last year in college himself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Trey Smith, I think, is fine at right guard. He's still one of the better ones in the league. Left guard is a joke, and Jawan Taylor stinks.
Yeah.
So,
Jawan Taylor, he's got to go.
If I'm the Chiefs, I mean, I don't know if you have any other opinions on this, but if I'm the Chiefs, I'm no bueno in next year, and I'm just trying to.
Yeah. Just you gotta not rebuild, but you need to retool. They milked as much as they could out of what they had. And a lot of that had to do with Mahomes being so amazing to carry them to that. They definitely need to get some receiver help. Rashee Rice, good starting point. They need a better guy next to him. They need to figure out how to replace Kelsey long term. They honestly need to get a more solid running back. Not talking a great running back, just a more solid one.
A running back.
A running back. Honestly, y'all want to sign Tank Bigsby? I'm sorry, but I mean, like, I love Tank, but he would be a solid fit for them, though.
Treason.
Sam, unbiased. We are unbiased, Sam, okay? You see that?
Don't use the show name against me.
We are unbiased. Tell me that wouldn't be a solid fit for them.
I love that. Well, now let's look at some running backs that are free agents this offseason. Now I'm just going to look at unrestricted free agents. I'm not going into the whole thing of like, like, oh, this, that. Nah, I'm not doing all that. So you did say Tank Bigsby. Here are some other ones. Travis Etienne.
They get Travis Etienne. Bigsby goes back to Jacksonville.
Javonte Williams.
Ooh, I think Dallas pays him.
Rico Dowdle.
Dowdle's been really good for Carolina, but I don't know if they're going to want to roll with him or if they're going to want to go back to Hubbard, who they just paid last year.
Breece Hall.
Save Breece Hall. Get him out of New York, please.
And here's one here's a really underrated one because I know he's toward the bottom end here, but Tyler Algier.
Algier's been a great complimentary power back to Bijan Robinson. Honestly, Algier would probably fit the Chiefs the most because you got to think, Chiefs pass first team. You're not going to utilize a running back like Breece Hall or even like Rico Dowdle. They're going to be underutilized. A guy like Algier, someone who's proven that he can produce with limited touches, a guy who is powerful enough to get you those gritty 3 to 4 yards, he would be the perfect complementary back to their offense.
Don't forget, he was 1,000-yard rusher his first year in the league.
Yeah.
Another name that kind of catches the eye here, maybe. Oh, where was it? I just saw Kenneth Walker.
I don't know if the Chiefs would revitalize Kenneth Walker.
Just
I don't know
saying.
if the Chiefs should take a risk on trying to revitalize Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, because both Pacheco and Hunt are free agents at the end of the season.
Good. Let them walk. If I'm the Chiefs, let them walk. Neither of them have been good.
It's been good when it started 1.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the Chiefs, they have to revamp that roster. They need to start getting younger and cost efficient. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Chiefs attack their offseason. Speaking of which, by the way, Schefter just tweeted out, Patrick Mahomes underwent surgery in Dallas this evening. To repair his torn ACL, Mahomes will immediately begin to start his rehab process. Again, if I'm him, I'm not rushing anything back.
Yeah. Don't.
All right, Tyler, before we get out of here, we do have a little bit of college football news. I'm sure you're very happy. Fernando Mendoza, Heisman winner, 2,900 passing yards, led the FBS with 33 touchdown passes. Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week. Of the year. Of the week. He's been at every week.
He's had, a lot of weeks.
Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year and Big Ten Championship Game MVP. Not only does he become the first Indiana Hoosier to win the Heisman. He is the 4th straight Heisman winner that transferred schools, joining Travis Hunter, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams.
Transfer portal, man.
So, college football free agency.
I called it from the beginning. I always knew it was going to be Mendoza. I saw your argument for Pavia. After Pavia lost, I'm very glad that he didn't win.
Yeah, he's got some attitude problems. This kid.
You could tell that he has some character issues.
I just thought it'd be nice to see the first ever 30-year-old Heisman winner.
Another thing about Pavia, why is he and Jeremiah Love both 6 foot, but Jeremiah Love is like 3 inches taller than him?
Because Diego Pavia is a liar.
Yeah, I guess it sounds better on your draft profile that you're 6 foot than 5'9". I looked it up. Apparently, he's 5'9 3/4, but he's listed everywhere as 6 foot. So yeah, but all the finalists were great. They really were. But Mendoza, he, in my opinion, was just the most impressive. I mean, bringing a school like Indiana, who was in the playoff picture last year and got bounced right away, transferring in, having the performance this year that he did, leading them to the best record of the nation, leading them to the Big Ten championship, and now they have the 1 seed going into the college football playoffs.
Let me ask you this: if it wasn't Mendoza, who do you think it would have been? Not who do you want it to be. If it wasn't, who do you think it would have been?
Who do I think?
I think it would have been saying.
I would love to say Pavia, but I feel like it would have been saying just because bigger school. I feel like it would have came down to that. Bigger school, tougher opponents. Now, I'm not trying to say Vanderbilt's schedule was a cakewalk. It wasn't. They had some good wins, but Ohio State had more notable wins.
Not only that, what you got to give Pavia as much. Look, attitude issues, whatever. What he's done at Vanderbilt, he has helped. Yeah. Him and Clark Lee have transformed that program.
He doesn't have 2 future NFL wide receivers on both sides catching passes.
Nope.
So that makes it even more impressive what he's able to do with lesser talent.
Only reason, another thing I would have liked to have seen, Jeremiah Love win it, because I really think we're getting to the point with the Heisman that it doesn't go to the best college football player. It goes to the best quarterback on the best team. That's the only argument I have for that. Which, by the way, there is a report out that starting next year, a Notre Dame player has to be named to the Heisman finalist so they don't withdraw from and that stuff. So hey, you see the report about athletic directors thinking about freezing them out?
Yeah, I did.
Good. Don't act like a bunch of entitled children.
Yep.
But I loved when Devontae Smith won the Heisman. I think I would have thought Jeremiah Love winning would have been pretty cool too. Because honestly, if we wanted to give to the best college football player this year, I know who that was. Jacob Rodriguez, man.
Yeah, but man, when was the last defensive Heisman winner?
One minute, please.
Many moons ago.
$1997.
Oh my!
I mean,
Woodson. I knew it. I wanted to say it was Charles Woodson, but I wasn't sure.
And guys, no, I'm not counting Travis Hunter as a defensive player.
Sorry, no. He was a good corner, better receiver.
Yep.
And the fact that he was a dual player is why he won it.
And Charles Woodson, man.
Charles Woodson.
All right, last little bit of news, Tyler. We all know what happened last week with Michigan. Sharon Moore fired. Now, guys, let's be real. We are going on almost 3 hours on the show. I'm not sitting here for the next 20 minutes talking about Sharon Moore and what an idiot he is. The only thing I will say about Sharon Moore, for all you that want to give him sympathy, you can do that. I'm not doing it because I don't have a damn piece of sympathy for him at all.
Yep. Don't feel bad for him at all.
What do we call it? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's the first time I've heard that one. That's a good one, Sam.
That is, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But I want to talk about one thing with Michigan real quick, Tyler. I want your opinion. Who do you think will be the next head coach of the Michigan Wolverines?
Who's still out there? You know who I really think it could be? You know who I think would take the job?
Oh.
Brian Dable.
Mm.
I feel like he's got that Michigan Wolverine like persona to him.
Yeah, but Michigan likes like Michigan people. Dable's not a Michigan person.
Do they want to win?
There were early reports about Kenny Dillingham from Arizona State. I don't know if he would leave Arizona State. It is his alma mater, so I don't know if he would leave. Kalen DeBoer once again shut down his entire rumor of him taking another job, which when Alabama gets bounced by Oklahoma, he's probably not going to get any other job anyway, so I don't know why he cares.
He might get fired and no job offers after that.
Somebody brought up Clark Lee again from Vanderbilt because people said it. Michigan is a top 5 job in college football. It's probably top
2. Top 2?
It's one of the better ones.
It is. I'd say top 5. I'm cool with top 5.
So if some of these guys that got these extensions get the call from Michigan, I'm sorry, I'm taking the Michigan job over Penn State every day, twice on Sunday. Or Saturday, for that matter. Somebody brought up Clark Lee from Vandy, which I like. Dillingham, I don't think, is leaving Arizona State. Somebody brought up Eli Drinkwitz. I don't think he's leaving Missouri, though. I got a good one for you. What about Jesse Minter?
The Chargers, DC?
I mean, he was Michigan's DC with Harbaugh.
Wow. Could you imagine he goes back, be head coach of Michigan, kind of keep that Harbaugh coaching tree alive there?
I mean, don't get me wrong. The one thing I'm going to say is, look, I don't want to talk about Sharon Moore because he's an idiot and a loser and all this stuff, and people want to say, oh, we feel bad for him. You can do that. I'm not going to do that. The one thing I will say, if we keep it on the field, Sharon Moore was not a good coach. Bryce Underwood is making $10 million at NIL, and they're coaching this offense like it's 1954.
Yeah. They're coaching the kid with training wheels.
Throw the damn football, dude.
That's what I'm telling you. I would like Dable. Offensive-minded coach. I think he could really unlock something with Underwood.
George sent us a list of back in the 609 chat last week about this. Let me see if I can go find it real fast. There's too much stuff in this group chat. Okay, here we go. All right, so some names that they were potentially throwing out on ESPN, this is very early in the process, was Kalen DeBoer, Jesse Minter, Jed Fish, Washington's head coach, Tommy Reese.
I just watched DK Metcalf catch like a 10-yard slant, stiff-armed like 2 people, and broke like another 2 tackles to get into the end zone.
Oh my God, my Friday Night Gridiron picks is on fire right now, isn't it?
Yeah, you picked the Dolphins, didn't you, buddy? I said the Steelers are going to be rolling, man.
But, so yeah, this list had DeBoer, Minter, Jed Fish, who's Washington's head coach, Tommy Reese, who is currently the Browns OC. Here's a name interesting. What about Manny Diaz?
Yeah. He coached his team to win the ACC championship.
Something deep down tells me it's going to be Kenny Dillingham for some reason. I just don't know. It's a very interesting thing to think about. I just don't know who's it going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jesse Minter, though. I don't know if you want to give a prediction or not, but I'm going with Jesse Minter.
I still want to go Dable.
Fair. Get something out of Bryce Underwood. Can't go wrong there. But, guys, holy crap, what a show. Almost 3 hours. Major wrestling conversation. Talk some NFL. Talked a little bit of college. Everyone who threw their... I can't remember how many of you there were tonight. All I know is there was a lot.
It was on fire.
The chat was booming tonight. You guys are freaking awesome. Easily one of the best episodes of Unbiased we've done. Once again, a huge thank you to Orlando for coming on with us for the first hour and a half of the show to talk some wrestling. Always a fun time. Guys, Friday Night Gridiron Picks live Friday, 8 o'clock. Get you ready for some more NFL Week 16 and college football playoff time. Bama, Oklahoma kicks off on Friday, right as the Friday Night Gridiron Picks kicks off. So
let's go.
We'll be live reacting to that. And, of course, we'll give our thoughts on the first round, and we will tell you again why JMU and Tulane have no business being in the college football playoff. But anyway, guys, we're going to get the heck up on out of here. We hope you all enjoyed tonight's episode. It was a blast talking with all of you tonight. Once again, another thank you to Orlando for coming on with us. Always fun having them on, talking some wrestling. So, guys, have a safe rest of your week. If you are in the northeastern part of the country, anywhere that got hit with that weather over the weekend, hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hope everyone's doing their best to stay warm. And guys, have a safe rest of your night. And we will see you guys on Friday night. For Tyler Adams, I'm Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.
The following has been a presentation of 609 Sports Talk Radio.